Today's the day, baby. These guys have no idea, but judging by the title and thumbnail, you guys have already seen it. We bought a very special car. No one here in this car has really seen anything. I think Mickey's seen 1 or 2 pictures.
You've been holding this from me for way too long.
I know what the car is.
Yes.
Yeah, we know what the car is.
Sick.
Did you see the picture I saw?
No, I haven't seen any pictures of it.
This is easily the most ambitious and biggest project we've ever taken on. I am so excited.
That's confidence inspiring.
It's pretty bad. The car is pretty messed up. And I was here a few months ago to take a look at it, but I did not get the chance to do a deep investigation. So we brought everyone here because it's going to be an absolute mission to get this thing onto the trailer and back down to the shop so we can really figure out everything that's wrong with it so we can come up with a plan and fix it.
I think this has the potential to be the best throttle build of all time. I certainly think it's one of the coolest cars we've ever had in our shop, ever, period.
It's easily the most expensive car that we've ever built, especially in the condition that it's in. Oh boy, hopefully it's fixable. It'll be pretty interesting. We're about to show up there in 5 minutes. We'll roll up. I'll try to grab the keys if there is keys. I'm hoping there's keys. And then we'll go see it and we'll show everyone what I saw 4 months ago for about 30 minutes.
This is exciting. I'm actually kind of nervous. It's gonna be a lot of work.
I'm looking forward to it.
I would just pull perpendicular here. It's probably at the last bay door, I think. I'm gonna go in and grab the key.
What's it gonna do with the key? Drive it? I got no engine. Hey, Nino!
Hello!
What's up?
I'm here. You are very bright, buddy.
Hey, I'm always bright. You ready to see this car?
Yeah, I've been sitting here for an hour and a half.
What poster car did you have growing up?
Countach F40.
Yeah. Yours was an F48? Okay, so mine was a Ford GT. Really? I had a poster of a GT forever. It's like one of my all-time favorite cars. It's gonna be so sick.
Yeah. You guys ready?
Do you guys know how much these cars go for?
$395,000 right now.
More.
Some upwards of $700,000.
2,500 miles.
Where is it? You said it was.
Oh
my God. Oh, wait. Evan.
There's the engine and trans.
Oh
right there.
my God.
But look at that. There she is.
Oh, it's so sick and it's so
her
not
glory.
a car.
Oh, it's a car.
Bro, it's missing a whole corner.
Oh, it's just cut. Is it cut?
No, it's like this.
Oh, it's banged right here because the outside's straight.
It's better than I remember.
The interior's there.
Look at this. No airbags
This
deployed.
is one of my
Big
favorite
tears
parts
there.
of this car is the seat.
Look how
Oh,
close
here
the
we go.
seat comes to the roof.
Look what I got. Fire it up.
We got keys.
Fire it up.
Nah, Captain America?
Captain America. We got 2
Look at
keys.
the seats. This is such a, like an homage to the original GT40.
Dang, this thing is clapped, bro. This thing's pretty clapped. Look at this.
Oh, shit.
Cracks. This thing's all bent.
I told you it
distorted.
was bad.
This is smacked. I thought this was in good
Evan,
shape.
you
but
said
that
it was
corner-
bad. You didn't say it was in pieces.
Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Oh my God, it gets so much force back here. Can we move this stuff?
That's cracked. Wow, this is a lot of work, dude. Oh, it's gonna
No
be
kidding.
so
What, you think it was going to be easy?
No,
I told you this was the biggest project we've ever
I know,
taken
I
on.
know. I'm just making observations here.
Okay.
This is gonna be so sick, though. Oh, that's all smashed in.
That's all our stuff.
Dude, put the jack handle in there, bend it back, we're dialed in.
What the heck? They actually gave us some. What the heck? Oh, look, somebody started figuring out what parts are needed to
Oh, we
fix
got all
it.
the part numbers?
Yep.
Let's go.
Look, they highlighted what's broken. This is a cheat sheet.
Dude.
We got a cheat sheet. This is awesome.
That light right there, those are like $5 grand. So we have to make sure we take everything.
Evan, I wasn't expecting it to be this bad.
You weren't?
No. I know you've bought some nuggets before, but this might be your top nugget ever. But it has
front's
the most-
pretty straight.
It has the most potential out of anything we've ever bought.
Yeah.
This
Dude,
thing
really
is gonna be
cool.
so sick.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
It's gonna be so
I'm
sick.
excited, dude.
So we got one corner of suspension on here in brakes. That's what we got. You know, it doesn't look like anything in the front from a frame or chassis perspective is bent.
You sure about that?
Is this the
I
wheels?
recognize this. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, this already.
Oh, that one bangs up.
That's crazy.
That ain't going nowhere.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. 4GT headlight. If that's good condition in there,
Good headlight.
those are like 8 to 10 grand just for the headlights. We might have a lot more parts
We can
to
put
bring
this in the
here.
back of my truck.
Okay.
Twin fuel injectors per cylinder, stock dry sump, 2005. This is sick, dude. This is so freaking cool.
Hey, man, you know the block is cracked?
You're good. I hope you're good.
Oh, really?
Oh, we're good.
That was there's some things I knew about
You
it.
can't say straight pipes when that's right.
Well, it's got a cat, but other than that,
Damn.
pull 'em off with
Hey, it
it.
comes with a couple hitches too.
This thing's gonna sound so good.
Bro, we got like the motor mount is completely busted in pieces and it missed the block. So we got really lucky. I think we can get it done.
For
sure.
The interior is almost fully complete, and it's mint. Gauges, the center console, the seats, the door cards, the way everything's laid out, so freaking rad. And the doors come up to here.
Yeah.
Like that. Such an iconic car. I'm stoked for this. I don't care how much work it's gonna be. It's gonna be gangster, dude.
Come on, you got it.
If I can't pick this up,
Watch
nobody
out, watch
can.
out, watch out. Let me go. Get ready. Yeah, you and me got this.
Why are you trying to pick it up?
We got it. Oh, yeah, easy day, dude. So this is aluminum, so I wonder if this can be fixed. If that can be pulled. I mean, it's pretty freaking smoked.
The thing about aluminum that when it's hit, it stretches and you can never get it back to flat
It
again.
yields too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only wrong thing about aluminum.
This would be sick to have hanging in the shop, though. Did you look at the frame on this side, Ricky?
Yes, dude, it's banged up. This is the only thing that concerns me because like we cannot do this at the shop. And this is like a bolt-on piece for the half the chassis, but
Does that unbolt? No, I don't think it does.
front one does, Queen.
but look at
The
this.
rear one does not
You see
unbolt?
this?
Yeah.
This is a $500,000 car. Rib nuts everywhere.
Yeah.
See the big fat
Crazy.
So I wonder if you could buy like from here back. And
Yeah.
then, cut all this out. We're already halfway there because this weld is gone. And then
That's not halfway there.
just pull a whole new one in, weld it into place.
No, we remove it from where it welds to the factory chassis. That's steel, or is it
You're
aluminum?
talking about
That's
this is all aluminum.
Yeah.
Chassis.
The box. So we remove it from the box area and then get a new
So I
rear.
wonder if you just weld everything from the firewall
Yeah.
back.
Yep.
Just all new stuff.
I really want to see this door.
You want to get the door out?
I want to see what the other side looks like.
Here, just make sure you don't forget that. We're gonna take everything, even if it's broken.
User.
Okay.
City one piece?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's bad up here, but the rest
Yeah,
is
it's
that's
not
fixable.
terrible. Yeah.
No,
Why did they take it off is the question.
Because it's damaged.
She's not heavy at all. Door this big, I was expecting to.
No,
I think it's the aluminum.
That's working.
Just that by itself looks so cool, dude.
I gotta wonder what it hit. Like, where's this all this blue
Hit
paint
everywhere.
from? No, I mean, what though? Was this a guardrail? A blue guardrail? Was this, did he run into another car? Like, I just kind of want to know for my own.
Those are pretty expensive. That's savable. It's a little damage right here, but that's.
what is that?
This is the hood. The fenders are massive, which you can't really see. And then there's a little tiny front bumper, but yeah, that's the hood. The really expensive part is that rear clamshell, because it's a rear clamshell and window and a lot of other components kind of in one. We're gonna try to remove a bunch of the stuff so we can wheel the car out just so we can get a better look at it and really check out the rear end, because that's really where the primary like massive damage is. We'll show you guys where it's like cracked on the subframe or the frame.
All carbon, baby.
What is that, Glenn?
This is the rear bumper. Well, it was the rear bumper.
Yeah, I think it's
Wow, but taillight, maybe it's good?
I don't know.
I don't even know what this is.
That's a Fender.
Yeah.
The what? Fender?
It's a front Fender. How bad is it? It's actually not, other than this. This is the rear bumper, the section where the exhausts come through. It looks like it got hot.
What's the coilover on that side?
Penske.
What is this?
That's the extra.
Oh, that's a Penske external reservoir on this side.
Oh, there you
So this thing's already been modified with some race parts. Or is that factory? I
The
don't know.
body comes factory with
That's
it.
probably what was on it, yeah.
If this is what I think it is, if this is a brand new headlight, I'm gonna be super stoked. Oh my God, that is
That's sick.
that is
no
a
way.
score.
So somebody planned on fixing it.
Oh my God. Yeah, these are so expensive.
What else you got in there?
This is our radiator.
This brakes for the car?
Good new water pump, it says. I think this box might be pretty bad.
That's really cool. Somebody did actually try to fix this and then probably gave up on it and was like, okay, which is good for us because there's some parts here.
Now we can pull this thing out and we can see the car.
She been proper. Look at this. This is like
to push her out?
gnarly, dude. That was a hard hit.
So far, I'd say it's as I expected. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but we have a lot of parts here. We have a lot of parts that I wasn't sure we were gonna have. So yeah, let's get it out there and we'll take a look.
We're gonna try and figure out how to get this out. Ideally, we just lift the whole engine trans and pallet up at once. It's backwards, so we gotta drag it out by hand. This is about to get interesting and maybe sketchy.
Yeah. I thought this thing was light, Quinn. 2, 3.
There we go.
This might be one of the best buys of my career here. So cool.
Give us 2 more months, make sure everything's good.
Let's get that boat
This
too.
car will be done in 60 days.
Hey! Yeah, baby, come on. Easy day, easy day.
You can scoot it back.
The WD-40 brand has challenged us to rebuild this Ford GT and debut it at the 2025 SEMA show. So this is gonna be the official booth car for WD-40 brand in 2025. And we're really excited. We've been working with them on a handful of projects. We think this is probably the perfect project to work with them on, not only because this is like the pinnacle for American supercars, but because we have to completely disassemble this car. Basically, every single nut and bolt has to be removed, and we want to make sure that we don't break anything. Not only are the parts going to be very expensive, but they also may be really hard to replace. So we've got the car in the center of the shop now. We've got everything laid out just so you can kind of get an idea of what this car is supposed to look like. It's really hard to see over there. So we've got the engine and transmission out. This engine and transmission has 2,500 miles on it. We kind of laid in the fenders in the hood. Some of this stuff is, you know, not repairable. We're gonna have to replace it. Like, look at this fender here, it's destroyed. Exhaust system. We've got intake, radiator setup, really structural members cracked. So we've got a lot of big projects ahead of us. Some of the suspension components here, it's got Penske racing shocks on it. Look at the amount of impact that this wheel took. Now these are aftermarket forged wheels. The brakes and the whole hub assembly is literally still jammed in here. So really, really crazy. A lot of impact you can see from there. The wheel is literally twisted and broken. This is our dry sump tank here, pretty crushed. And then we put the rear clamshell on in the rear bumper. This is definitely where the hardest impact was. I mean, we don't have any suspension components over here, but not only is this clamshell just completely destroyed, the frame down here, the subframe, I guess, if you will, it's a big cast aluminum piece, is cracked. I think this probably is the biggest damage point of the car, to the point where, you know, we may have to find an entire rear section of a Ford GT and replace that. So that's probably the most worrying thing. Some of this stuff, like a clamshell, you can buy used. I don't think we can save that. We have the door. The door is actually in okay shape, and the interior is actually in pretty good shape. The airbags didn't even deploy, so that's a huge plus. Those parts can be really hard to find. Dash is in decent shape. I mean, we even have the shift knob, which is really cool. We have this front fender, I think, but it's also destroyed.
It's on the floor over there.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're missing most of the suspension on this side. Now we do have a lot of bins, so come this way, let me show you. So out here we have a ton of parts. Everything, it looks like they say from the accident. There's an oil cooler. I mean, that's pretty destroyed. Under trays, we've got the frunk right here. Wheel well liners, we have the other 2 wheels. The other thing we found is the headlights. Now this is what looks like a used headlight, but there's a brand new headlight in here. So I'm not sure if someone was about to restore this thing, but we have a lot of the parts that we are missing. Like I said, some of them are pretty damaged and some of them we're just gonna have to replace, I'm not sure. The next step is we're gonna get the GT loaded up on the trailer. We're gonna get all the parts loaded up into the truck and trailers here and get down to throttle so we can start investigating this thing and get this project kicked off.
Let's go, baby, come on. That's what I'm waiting for.
Don't get too excited. We haven't got the car in the trailer yet.
This is the most annoying part, because this doesn't have wheels.
Look at that thing. Everything else is
It's got
easy.
wheels on it. It's got little big wheels on it.
Rear wheels do not turn.
Yeah.
All right, before we make this attempt, what's the plan?
Push it onto the trailer.
Manpower,
Man,
baby.
we're gonna lift
muscle power.
Hold on, we're not centered, are we?
No,
we're not
I'm gonna just stand there and push.
No.
All right, so here's the game plan. You ready? Watch this. Ricky,
Lean on it.
lift
See if
up
you can
back.
lift it. Oh, can you guys push down on that to lift the front up?
Calm down,
Ricky, lift
buddy.
the front.
Oh yeah. Ain't that good? Got it.
1, 2, 3. Push fast.
You good?
That's what I was worried about.
You're gonna have to pick it up again.
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Look at this. We can fit a whole nother busted GT out here.
You guys strap her down, we'll keep loading all the other stuff.
Yo, zero faith. That was so easy. I told you guys,
Wait.
everything out of the car is gonna be so light. This car weighs nothing.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
All of the weight of this car is in the engine. All of it.
True.
It's so
Very true.
And just like that, everything is loaded up and we are on our way back down to the shop.
We made it, baby. We made it. Hopefully it didn't fall apart in the trailer.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
You guys ready? Let's unload this thing.
It's cruising. Don't mind me.
That's a Ford GT?
It was a Ford GT.
Oh,
There's the rest of it.
God. Are you kidding me, dude? Oh my God. It's freaking awesome, but there's not much of it left. The engine's over there, don't worry. Okay.
And the
Let's make this nice and slow.
We're gonna have to lift it over the trough.
Just send it.
Go slow.
Ready to open this first?
3, 2, drop.
Good?
Yeah. Have a look at it before.
Why you guys stop it?
Alright.
Hang tight. Hey, yo.
yeah, baby. We got a GT in the shop. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
You're sick. Pop in the driver's seat.
This is awesome.
Yeah, no airbags deployed.
Hop in, Rick.
Pop in.
Hey, we got the
Dude, look at this.
launch edition magazine too. This is sick.
I love the interior. The
It's
interior
so
on these
cool.
are so good. And the door cut is so cool.
I can't believe how low the head is. Like, I'm not a tall guy. Like, can't even imagine if you're tall. Like,
I actually fitted it really well.
really?
Yeah.
I like the old school style gauges in it and stuff.
Yeah. Height.
Moving all the way with you?
Yeah, that's it.
Not yet. Step 1, we're gonna take this car over to Torrey Pines Collision to see if we can get this frame straightened back to its original factory specs to begin the build.
Apparently this is going to Torrey Pines Collision to get the frame straight. So we're gonna push this thing out.
This is the machine that measures the chassis and will tell Patrick and the guys here at Torrey Pines Collision how bent this thing actually is and how to pull it straight. He's got all the parameters, sort of started looking all that stuff up already. Really neat system.
It's really cool. It's gonna be mad that we're putting this on it, but it's a really cool piece of equipment.
Unfortunately, we have a huge problem. Just got off the phone with Patrick, the owner of Torrey Pines Collision, and he basically let me know that the chassis that we just bought is completely unusable and not repairable. If we did attempt to repair it, it would require such intensive repairs. You can see the crumpling on the chassis itself that this car may never be safe to drive on the road, and that is one of our major goals for this project, is to keep this thing a road-going car. Now, thankfully, we do have a lot of good components that came with the car, the engine, the transmission, the interior, and a lot of suspension and lighting components are good, but now we have to find another Ford GT, and that is going to be very expensive and pushing us very over budget with this project. Let's get this thing back to the shop. Let's strip everything down and see what we can salvage off of our Ford GT. Not the news we were looking for, but we are going to deal with it and move forward.
Now it's time to get this Ford GT stripped down to a bare chassis.
Let's do it.
To get this job done right, we've grabbed some WD-40 brand Specialist Penetrant, which we're gonna use on the rusted and corroded bolts and nuts on this chassis because it's been sitting for many years after the accident. And so we're gonna go ahead and spray this on our bolts and get these things off.
First bolt out. We got a lot more to do. Boom, 2 more.
Next up, let's get this interior stripped.
Now there's actually no doors on the vehicle, we can actually get started to work on the interior and strip everything inside of it. Let's get it done.
We have the bottom half of the dash out, but in order for us to get the rest of it off, we have to do a lot of work in this area, kind of like the heater core and the AC compressor line. So we may even have to drop off the fuel tank. So we have a lot of work to do. All that fighting just to get this off. This will allow us to go back into the inside of the car and try to get the dash out once and for all.
Not supposed to be there.
No, it's not good. Ricky's gonna grab a pair of clean gloves because there is some feces in there and you don't want to be touching that. And hopefully there's no chewed up wires.
Yo, Quinn, check this out.
Look what we just found. The gift that keeps on giving.
What did you found? What did you found? Is that a rat's nest?
Extra sound deadening.
Oh, that's probably not a good sign.
Yeah.
Especially if it's on the body control module.
Yeah.
This project just keeps getting better, brother.
Dude,
It's all the way in there. The good thing is that it's like past this part of the plug, so there's plenty of space for me to be able to rewire it, like cut it, strip it, solder it, and put it back together. So it's not so much bad news. We can still fix it.
We knew this was an assembly line car, and so for assembly line production, they basically lift these in with a big crane or robot, and it puts it in, and an assembly guy just puts the bolts in to hold it, which are probably those two that were outside the car. They probably undid a little bit more than we needed to get this out, but at the same time, it's out, and we can reassemble stuff on the floor. It's way easier than laying on our backs in there, so it's good. And now we can put this in as a unit into the new chassis, which is nice.
All right, now that we have the seatbelts out, we are actually making pretty good progress. We got the mirrors, some of the harness done, the latches right here. And I think that's pretty much it, other than pushing the harness into the front area. And we should be done with the interior. We have made a ton of progress. As you can see, everything back here is almost gone. We just got a few panels to remove, a few random hoses, the fuel tank, and then we can continue to work in the front area. Yeah, baby. One more to get out, and then we'll be able to continue to the center and get the fuel tank out. Bro, I'm telling you, this thing actually works. It works really good. Yeah, this is it, baby. The last piece of the engine compartment area. Backside is all done, and I start doing the front.
All right, we just pulled out this harness. Took two of us, Ricky and I both, to feed it through the frame rail because it literally goes through the frame rail. And this is a charge harness. So essentially the battery's in the front of the car, but the alternator and the starter need to get power. There's a few other items in here as well. They're part of the loom. It goes through the frame rail all the way to the back. We got it out now. Man, it's gonna be really hard to put this back in the new chassis.
I've never seen a gas tank that looks like that in my life. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's wild.
She's off to her new home in exchange for our new chassis. All right, I arrived here at the shop today after Ricky and I got the GT stripped down, and James from Beck's Auto Glass is already here getting busy because we need him to pull the glass out of this thing. Now he's telling us that this is a tough one to take out without breaking. So he's gonna do his best to get it out. It's always a risk whenever you remove a piece of glass that it could possibly break. All right, well, unfortunately, the glass cracked on removal, and we knew this was potentially the case. And why, James?
On these cars, they're a built race car. Super tight tolerances everywhere. So it's kind of hard to see. I don't know if you see on camera, but a good thick tolerance here. And right here in the middle, there's almost, you can barely maybe stick a piece of paper. Yeah. So unfortunately, the curvature of the glass and the pressure right there, it just started a spider crack on us as soon as we started to pull it out. Unfortunately, it broke, but this is always something that is a possibility.
Yeah, and it's fine. These glasses are not easy to come by, unfortunately. We're gonna be looking for one, so if you guys know where there's a GT glass laying around, let us know. Back glasses out in one piece.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a tough one, man. They really had that thing glued in and sealed, I think probably for fumes and whatnot, because this is the engine bay in the back. Good job getting it out, dude.
Oh, thank you, brother.
In one piece.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in a few weeks to put the glass back in, eh?
Yeah, I can't wait to see it when it comes back and get ready to go.
You and me both. We're gonna address the front of the Ford GT today. We got it all on the lift here. But we've got our old crash front beam. And in order to start putting our new body parts on this car, this beam has to be straight. There's a lot wrong with it. This corner is completely crushed in. We're buckled here, back here. So this thing is not gonna be straight if we bolt it back on. So because this part is no longer available and obsolete, our only option is potentially buy a used one, which they cost around $10,000, or repair the one we got. And since we're building a hot rod here, we're gonna go ahead and try to fix it. So Greg and I are gonna get after it, see what we can do to make this thing straight again so we can start putting some fenders on this thing when they arrive.
All right, now that Mickey did all of the hard work, I am hired here just to weld this back together. So I've got our Lincoln Electric 225 precision TIG set up on AC current. We've got our argon gas to about 23, 25, and we are ready to weld. So it's been a little while. I might be a little bit rusty, but I think with a little bit of luck and a little persistence, we'll get this all welded back up, and then we'll clean it up, maybe get it painted up so you really can't even tell at all. So this shouldn't be too difficult, so let's get it started. All right, so for now, this is going to be all that I'm going to do. Now it's all welded up. Mickey can cut some things and grind some things, make everything smooth, and then we'll take this thing off and I'll bring it over to the full bench so I can get all the way around. But it turned out pretty good. It's actually welding really nice. Mickey did a nice job cleaning everything up and the gaps aren't too big. So this whole front section should be repaired. So that saved us about $10,000.
All right, we made up a couple of end caps. Go on here. Evan's gonna weld those on for us, but in order to do that, we gotta get this off the front of the car, get it over on the workbench for him so he can get around all the tight areas. It's gonna be perfect for what we need it to do.
Front crash bar or bumper bar is done. I got everything welded up. It looks pretty nice. Everything turned out pretty good. I think you did a nice job fabbing the caps. You can see it welded really good here. This machine is such a beast. I am so thankful for having this machine in the shop. Now that that's done, let's move on to the next project.
Our GT specialist friend just drove 3,000 miles from Minnesota to drop off a stripped chassis for us to swap out our chassis that has a bend in it that's not repairable for this. So basically, apple for apples, except for this one doesn't have any bends in it, which is great. And man, it looks awesome. What I'm told is this was actually a really rare chassis too. This was a tungsten colored no stripe car. The no stripe cars are super rare. Previous owner had painted stripes on this one, but it doesn't matter because we're painting the whole thing anyway. Time to make the swap. Let's get this GT off the trailer and into our shop so we can get to work. This car weighs 470 pounds in this state.
It's here. It's finally here.
That's not it.
That's not it. That's it. What is this on the ground? Are these things that light with nothing in it? How much do these things weigh?
Literally all four just picked it up and then dropped it here.
That's crazy. Ooh, the nice gray. It's not staying that color, but like GTs in this color are so sick. Look at this. This is the critical bit right here. She's dialed, brother. Dialed. Now we got a GT. Now we got a car we can start actually putting together.
Today's the day I've been waiting for. It's been weeks, but our Doran GT2 full carbon composite, dry carbon composite aero kit has arrived.
Oh. Whoa. Yeah, dude. Just pick it up, dude. Just pick it up. You got the thumbs, bro. I believe in you.
Bro, the cost of 2x4 is so ridiculous. This is probably like a $7,000 crate.
Fortunately, it looks like maybe something got stacked on top of it, so the lid is kind of damaged. We're hoping that nothing inside is damaged. They did a really nice job packaging it. We're gonna pop the lid off and start pulling stuff out. And we're gonna cross our fingers that nothing's damaged because it's really expensive stuff inside here.
Everything looks like it's in one piece.
Yeah, it looks okay. Just look at the work, man. The work quality is insane. This gonna look so good.
Man, look at this.
Bro, this is so sick. This is the hood, right?
Yeah, it's the hood.
Bro.
That's the hood,
Oh my
right?
God.
Yeah. Wow. Got it. This way's nothing.
Alright, we're gonna twist, twist, twist.
God, this is
Particles falling.
sick.
Be careful. Watch your eyes. This is my favorite carbon.
That is so cool.
You want to see why?
Oh, there's the underside of the car. Holy crap.
Rear bumper. Oh,
The rear bumper.
Dude, this doesn't even look like real. Like this doesn't look like an actual like bumper.
Very cool.
Best piece right
It
here.
just gets better.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I think this is the coolest package we've ever received
I
here.
think
at
so,
Throtl.
yeah. I think the GT is one of the best looking cars ever, and seeing literally everything in carbon is like next level.
It's got some weight to
It
it.
should be able to stand up.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I just don't have a great place to put it. The amount of
many
carbon
pieces,
here
yeah.
is crazy.
There's so many pieces to this kit.
That was insane. Never seen anything like it.
This is insane. This is the coolest thing ever that's coming in.
Now that we've got our body kit unpackaged from the shipping container, we laid it out on the floor in here so you guys can see what we're working with. This is our Doran GT2 Ford GT carbon fiber body kit. Starting up front, we've got, obviously, full dry carbon front bumper, front lip, splitter, which this thing is insane. Super buff. The stuff's meant for racing. So a lot of times there's little collisions and corner incidents and things like that. So stuff that sticks out from the car is going to be really robust. This front lip is no joke. It's super thick. It's actually the heaviest part of the kit, and it's made out of 12K as well, so that means it's structurally sound, which is awesome. Let's move around to the side. We've got full dry carbon fenders with the headlight tubs built in, which is really cool. Again, full on race stuff here. Look how wide these are. This is insane to me. Typically a Ford GT, a street going Ford GT would have an actual light that bolts into the front of the car. And then you have a fender that surrounds the light bucket or the light housing. For racing purposes, they literally just put this into the shape of the fender, and you've got essentially what amounts to some flat surfaces to mount your own lights into here. And then this kit comes with a clear plexi or perspex lens, which goes over this once you place all your lights and get all the wiring done. We've got something really special planned for this, so you guys will have to stay tuned for that in an upcoming video, but we are going to be 3D scanning this and creating our own road going light for this car, which should be pretty cool and allow us to flex some creativity. Going across the front to the other side, we've got the front of the hood, which is this big, nice, beautiful piece with the seam down the center here. That's going to basically connect between the headlights of the front end, and we're going to have basically a U-shaped nose cone once all that's bolted together. Behind that, we have the vented hood. Now, this hood doesn't look much different from the factory hood. Factory hood also had these big inlets to allow the air to come through the front nose, through the radiators and the cooling stack, and out the hood, and create a heap of downforce on the front of the car. Another piece that's really cool about this is it actually came with mounts for this, and they look like little top hats or cowboy hats. Those mount on our tub or our chassis, and then our arrow catch hood pins mount on those, which locates this hood. Moving around underneath the car, as I mentioned previously, the front end has a nice, thick, robust splitter. The bottom does as well. So underneath this car is completely flat. Now, these tubs already came pretty flat from Ford, but this Doran kit actually encapsulates the tub, and it's gonna allow for the whole bottom of the car to be flat. It's going to allow the air to flow freely and smoothly underneath the car and out the back over our rear diffuser, creating downforce. And also what's cool is this is very structural as well. So this is 12K carbon on this as well. Only around the edges does it have the beauty sort of normal 2x2 twill carbon. Not only is this going to help aerodynamics, it also helps structurize the tub of the car. And one of the really big visual improvements on the Ford GT utilizing a Doran GT2 body kit are these massive side skirts. They're so tall, it actually elongates the side of the car and gets the car lower to the ground for better aerodynamics. And obviously, this is a racing purpose thing, but man, as a street car, it looks really rad. They also have a bottom cap that goes underneath the side skirt, and this will actually bolt onto the bottom of the side skirt. And this is meant so that, you know, if you're racing and you get some damage, these can be replaced quite easily. We've got these little, I call them hockey sticks because they're kind of got a hockey stick shape to them, but you guys can see the additional width that's been built into this body kit, these flared sections here. Man, I can't wait to start putting this thing together. On top of this hockey stick, I call it, we've got, this goes here on the side of the car, and then this is the factory air inlet. So essentially that's gonna sit in there. And this bolts directly to our chassis, and this area right here will get cut out. Air will go in here, come through here, and you can see the hole on the chassis there where the air will enter into the engine bay area and create some airflow to keep things cool back there. We've got the rear nose cone, which is pretty amazing. This is really what's gonna give you an idea of how the back of the car is gonna look. You can see this additional width here. The normal body was here. All this has been added by the team at Doran to give the car a more bulky stance, create aero, allow for a bigger tire under the car, and also keep debris from coming off the rear tires onto the competitors. So pretty neat piece. Everything is carbon, even our back bumper is carbon. Like, this is insane. Who has this? Underneath the car, we've got, to continue the flat panel bottom, we've got a rear diffuser, and this hangs underneath the engine area in the back of the car. This is gonna help get that air out from underneath the car in a tidy fashion and create some downforce for the back tires as well. Probably my favorite piece of the whole car is this engine cover. This thing weighs in at something like 7 pounds, I think. The only thing that's missing at the moment are two vents, one that goes here, one that goes here. Those come off the factory part. and then we're missing the glass. And so being that this is a street car, we'll probably run the piece of glass that came off of our donor car. In a race situation, you'd run a piece of Perspex or Lexan, but I think we might go with glass just because it's gonna make it look more like a street car. You got the defroster lines and all that stuff. A lot of thought's been put into this, and we feel super fortunate that the team over at Doran was willing to trust us and put these molds back into action and make us something truly unique for our Ford GT project at the SEMA show this year. A special pallet just arrived, and this is something that every car guy needs in his garage. I'm so excited to get this unboxed and show you guys what's inside. The homies over at Tang Tools are going to be outfitting our new workshop. We're going to be working on some very special projects with a massive toolbox. This is a bottom roller box, top box down here, and the rest of these boxes are all tools to outfit it. It's going to take a while to set this up, but when it's all done, we're going to have every tool we need for the job. Got it all set up, got all the drawers stocked. The organizing system is amazing with these Tang Tools. Look at these sockets, everything laid out perfectly, and you just plop them in, and what's cool is these little aligners actually lock into place with each other. And like I said earlier, something's missing, you automatically know it's not there, so you can take a look around the shop and find it before it's gone forever, like those 10 millimeters. A huge thank you to Tang Tools for outfitting our new shop space with all these amazing tools. It's going to help us keep jamming on these projects. The WD-40 brand and throtl 2025 SEMA project is now back over where the entirety of this build is going to take place in our shop next door, which I'm super excited about because now that it's on the lift and our full Doran GT2 ALMS body kit has arrived, we can start fitting it on the car. And in order to do that, we need to start with the under trays. So before I get started fitting the carbon fiber under tray or floor pan, we have to address these giant Flintstone holes in the floor. So basically, this is the inside of the car. This is the outside of the car. And what we have is two aluminum preformed pieces that are made by Ford. So these are stamped aluminum panels. These ones are actually brand new from Ford, something that is nearly impossible to find nowadays, brand new in the packaging. So we were lucky to score these from our buddy Dan out of Michigan, who does a lot of these GT restorations. But essentially, as you can see here, they're stamped. They're made specifically for this chassis, and you can see all the holes here where they bolt in to the bottom of the car down here. Now is the time. I'm gonna get this cleaned up, and we're gonna get those floor panels riveted back in. Our factory Ford GT floor pans are now mounted and sealed, and now we can move on to the flat floor from Doran that's going to be mounted underneath it. Now that we have the thickness of the factory floor present, we can figure out how we're going to make the holes to mount this pan to the chassis. All right, I've got the final trim on the under tray. It's like as sharp as a samurai sword now right here. But I also went ahead and threaded in some bolts into the holes that we're gonna be using to mount this. And what I did was I put a little bit of red grease on the bottom of the bolts, and I ran bolts in every hole that we're going to drill in this panel. So what I'll do now is I'll sandwich the panel up against the bottom of the car, and what that'll do is leave witness marks where the grease is, where I need to drill the holes. Then I can pull the under tray back off of the car, put it on the stand over here, drill my holes, put the under tray back up, and I should have holes in the vicinity where they need to be in order to mount this thing for the final time before it goes off to paint and allow me to move on to the next section. So for now, I'm not gonna countersink anything. I'm just gonna drill pilot holes. We're gonna make sure and run like a hanger or a smaller bolt up through the hole, make sure that we've got it in the right location, which we should after we have our witness mark. It should be easy. That's the theory. Now let's get to it. All right, I got the Doran GT2 dry carbon floor pan installed.
Man, and I see one good looking splitter over there that we need to install because Mickey's been having all the fun, and it's time for me to get involved in the build, so let's get it on.
Now that the splitter's on, we can locate the fascia mount, and then the fascia in front of this.
I have the fascia, apparently.
You do have the fascia.
Fascia time. Let's go.
So the next part is fitting the fenders, and there's gonna be a lot of work that needs to be done here to get these to fit properly, but we've got the fascia in place, which is gonna give us a starting point, and then we can work back towards the door jambs, and we're gonna use the factory gapping to get these things fitted up properly. These dry carbon fenders are absolutely gorgeous, but they did come with some extra flashing on the inside, and they leave this so that you can trim it to fit your particular vehicle. And I have some reference photos from Door on Race Cars, which shows sort of the inner fender area, and they've got it trimmed back to about a 1/4 inch here. So we're gonna do the same. I'm gonna put some yellow tape down on here. Ricky's gonna trim out this carbon fiber material, and then we can start fitting up this fender. All right, now that Ricky's got the flanges all trimmed up nice and cleaned up, we can actually start putting the fenders on.
I know.
Yeah, we're gonna start on the driver's side. These things require quite a bit of finagling, so we're gonna go ahead and get some heat guns out and start trying to form these things into shape so that we don't have to do as much cutting as what it looks like we're gonna have to do. The less cutting, the better. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing fitted up and see where we end.
So you might notice some blue painter's tape all over the Ford GT headlight buckets, and that's because my buddy Tyler is going to be designing and manufacturing a custom one-off set of Ford GT headlights for this project. I cannot be more excited. You guys will see that in an upcoming episode.
So we got it lined up back here at the door, but if you look up here, it doesn't line up at all. Look how far off we are here. So this needs to come to there, but then look where we are back here. I can fit my whole hand in here.
Let's bolt this, and then maybe we're gonna have to force it back and see what it does.
That's what you do. You start trimming and cutting and forcing.
Yeah. Wow, this project just got a little bit scary.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the faint of heart. If it were easy, everybody would do it. So.
Fender number 2 coming right up. Now that we have both fenders on, you can see over here that we have a pretty big gap. And the same thing goes for this side, and we need to fix that.
The reason that door gap was so big is because our floor pan is actually shifted about 1 inch too far forward. So one of the easy places to see where it is too far forward is right here. So essentially the end of this floor pan should be sitting against this beam. I didn't know this, I've never built one of these before. And if you can look up in the tunnel up there where the fuel tank goes, you can see where those indents are in the floor. And those are aluminum inserts that have been basically built into the floor pan so that when you put bolts through, there's an aluminum piece in there that distributes the weight and carries the load. I centered those up to where the existing holes were on the chassis, and if you go up to the front, you'll also see where I was like, okay, well this makes sense because this flange rests right against the chassis, and you can't push this any far back because it's a decreasing radius. So I pushed the floor pan back as far as I could, got the bolts centered up through those aluminum tabs, and in my mind, that makes the most sense. Everything lined up, even the holes for this splitter on the other side lined up perfectly to the chassis holes. Money, we're good. So got on the phone with the guys over at Door on Race Cars. They told us, let's take a measurement. So they took a measurement off of here, the front crash beam to the nose. the tip of the nose, and their car is 4 inches from here to here. Our car is 5 exactly. So we're exactly an inch too far forward. So where can that be at? It's in the floor pan, which is what Ricky sort of supposed, but it doesn't make sense with this. I think we're gonna have to clearance the chassis. So I didn't know that either. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the floor pan off. We're gonna clearance the chassis here. We're gonna shift this back an inch, which is gonna move our splitter back an inch. It's gonna move this whole nose cone back an inch, and it's gonna solve our gap problem.
That's pretty accurate.
Does that make sense?
That makes total sense. Day one, back again, baby.
The old reset button, baby. That's okay. This is a learning process. We've never done this. I've never done this.
We do our second GT.
We'll know exactly what we're
These don't come
doing.
with instructions, unfortunately. So much closer now. My door gap's gone.
Yeah.
What?
Smash the out of his fingers.
Oh, the good one or the bad one? They're now.
My bad, bro.
What was it on?
Did we close the gap?
Yeah,
or
we
the-
did. Yeah, I'm actually touching the door on this side. My fingers are still in there, but.
All right, so right now the splitter and the fenders are exactly where they need to be, or at least we think, right?
The fenders are not exactly where they need to be. They're just literally placed on here for the moment, but they are way closer than they have been this whole process because we now have the splitter in
place, right?
the right location versus what we thought was the right location. So it's allowed us to sort of get these back where they need to be. Now we can work on getting the floor pan bolted down, and that is not going to move now. Once the bolts are in that,
yeah.
that's basically finalized, and we've got some hardware coming that will clean all that up and make it look beautiful and nice flush mounted. And then we can get back to the front fenders and getting those gap properly because now we're in the ballpark. We can actually get that finalized.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you ready, Nate? I'm ready to let go. See what happens.
Hey!
I gotta loosen up again.
Hey, 2 weeks! 2 weeks! This is crazy! The fenders are looking good. The gap is pretty much there. The next step is going to be the front part of the hood. This is a 2-piece hood. So this pretty much will look like this. As you can see, it's a small gap because this fender and this part, they're not tight. You can still move this. So we'll put this here, we'll close the gap, we'll tighten them up. That shouldn't move anymore. And then we'll make the markings, we'll drill some holes, and we'll be able to bolt it. And it's gonna start looking like a nice front end.
Now once this is bolted in, then we can start working the front end down, the nose down and the lip up, because we know nothing's gonna move at that point. So
Exactly.
this piece is integral, and then the last piece we'll tackle after that will be the hood. All right, the nose panel cannot be put on the car, so we pulled the front fenders back off. We're gonna place this in. This should bring the gaps together on the bottom of these fenders and allow us to start working on the back. there's still a ton of work to do, but starting to see the shape and what this thing's gonna look like is bonkers.
Yeah, I agree, man. It closed the gap in the front, if you guys can tell. It looks super sick. We have a second piece that goes right underneath it, and you'll be able to block the whole frame rail, so you won't see that no more. And it's gonna finish the whole front end, and then we'll do the hood. It's looking so good.
Whoa! What's up? Oh, we got a car. This is like the best looking car ever. The GTs, the early 2000s GTs, they look so good.
Damn,
This thing looks freaking sick, dude.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow, this is freaking cool, man. Ooh, front end almost done.
What a rad kit. What a rad kit. So freaking sick.
Yeah, once you throw this piece on it,
Flares.
Oh my god.
really brings
Oh,
it
that
together.
fits so good too.
This car is gonna look so sick. I don't even know if anybody here is ready for how good this thing's gonna look.
Today is a super awesome day because all of our rear wing mount and basically what becomes our rear fascia mount parts have arrived from the team over at Doran Race Cars out in Ohio. There's a lot of really cool parts here. These are the standoff mounts for our front splitter and our rear diffuser, wing mounts, all kinds of cool little chassis mounts that go onto the frame rails. This stuff all bolts together like a puzzle, and it's going to tie our wing element to our chassis, which also becomes a bunch of mounting provisions for other parts on the car as well. So this is super cool. It's basically a big puzzle with no instructions. So I'm kind of figuring out as I go, but I did stop over at our local hardware store and picked up the hardware to bolt these plates together. These are the wing mounts. These things are absolutely intense the way they're built and anodized, and they bolt together with SAE hardware, which we don't really use around here at our shop. We use mainly metric for everything. But I got to bolt this together. This will be the basis to getting the wing on the car, and then we can start mounting the rear fascia and then finalizing the clamshell that covers the engine. So I'm excited because the rear end of the car is really going to come around fast now. As mentioned, the last piece to this puzzle of a kit from Doran Race Cars is our wing element, which we can see here, the carbon element, which is massive. And then we have all of the pieces down here that all bolt together like a puzzle to make up our wing section and basically rear fascia mount. So as you can see on the rear fascia here, we've got these 4 rivet holes on the back. These are meant to be markers in the mold so that we can cut those out or drill those holes out. And they mount on the back of our wing upright, which means that that piece is going to stay on the car unless we need to take it off. And I'll have to drill out these back provisions here and tap them for bolts, but that's going to mount on our wing stand. So pretty neat piece. And so what I have to do is I've already marked and drilled pilot holes in this rear bumper beam so that we can mount this piece here. This piece has a bunch of holes and it's like Swiss cheese, and that's for rivets. What I have to do is drill 3 holes so that this recesses into the frame rail. And man, I can't even tell you guys how excited I am about this. These are parts that you don't just get. I'm so honored to be installing this Doran Race Cars kit on this Ford GT. First of all, the Ford GT is a car that not everybody gets to wrench on, so I'm fortunate there. But getting Doran to actually make this kit for us is super unique and super rare, and I'm honored to be the one that's getting to do this installation. So let's keep cracking. I'm gonna get this wing mount installed so that we can start getting the wing uprights on. All right, so I've got both of the mounts on now for the wing. This is how it looks once it's in place. Man, it turned out so nice. I love the black rivets on here. Each one of these holds 17 rivets, which is pretty crazy. This side turned out just as nice as the other side. I'm very happy. And now we can bolt on the uprights for this wing, which are super rad billet pieces. And these solve multiple problems. They're going to allow us to mount our rear fascia, and they're also going to serve as the tripod mount for the wing to make sure that it's chassis mount and super stable. I've already mounted our little P brackets on up here at the uprights. Now, one thing that I had to change was the race cars don't run this factory transmission support. So on the race cars, they don't have this extra material here, this width. This normally just gets bolted directly into the aluminum upright. And so what I've been able to do is actually take the left one and put it on the right and flip it upside down, and vice versa on the other side. So it puts this pickup right where we need it, even with this thickness. because it's meant to move it outboard. So now that we've moved the pickup outboard, we're moving this pickup inboard, which should offset itself. So we'll know here shortly if that's the case. I'm gonna go ahead and get these uprights bolted on and we'll see how it lands. Now that the wing uprights are in place, I've got them temporarily just clamped here. I have to drill a hole once we get things level and aligned so that we can run a bolt through here. But for now, we want to be able to keep that adjustability. So we're going to keep those just clamped for now. The next move is to get this rear fascia clearance for the wings to pass through. So these wing uprights, in order to mount this on these back provisions here, we need to allow that fascia to drop down over top of these. So a little nerve-wracking, but I got to cut some holes in this fascia so they can slide down over those. Then we can start drilling some pilot holes to get this mounted on the back. And then we can start adjusting this because there's a ton of adjustment in these rear beams and these uprights, and I only want to drill one hole, so I don't want to do this multiple times. So we're going to get it, we're leaving things kind of like tight but loose so that it can shift and move as needed, and then we'll take a level and get everything super level where we want it, and at that point we'll start to drill the holes and put through bolts through it so that it can't move any further once we're happy with the alignment. So it's time to drill some holes in some carbon fiber, baby. All right, so we need to address this rear bumper. We're missing the beam that goes here and here because it was destroyed in the accident when this car was in a collision. So what I've done is I've actually cut the bumper into effectively three sections. This is how it was from the crash. It was all mangled and bent. In this vicinity right here is actually snapped off. So I removed all of the plastic parts that bolt onto it, and we're gonna basically just remove this part out of the bumper, and I'm gonna make something to connect point A to point B over here. This is where our exhaust fits, and then we have the Doran race car's bumper cover that goes on with these tabs right here, just slides over this factory extruded aluminum piece, and we'll cut out this center section for our exhaust system when the time comes. But this is totally fixable, and I've got a solution. So I'm running off to the metal store, get some aluminum, and we'll get it welded back together. All right, our new refashioned bumper beam is all mocked up and tacked into place. This is it laying face down on the table. Evan's gonna burn a couple aluminum welds on here for me, and then I gotta do some adjustments there on the end because that thing is mangled and just breaking when I try to straighten it. So we've got a plan. We're gonna weld this up, and we'll get the carbon cover on to show you guys how it fits up. All right, well, it's a special day because our friends from HRA Wheels drove down from Vista, California to our shop to actually take measurements on our Ford GT chassis. This is a super exciting part of this. Evan and I both have history with HRA. We used to work there. That's actually where we met, which is pretty cool. And we have a long-standing relationship with the team there. So we get the house call, baby. So they're here. They're gonna get measurements off of what is the factory brake setup and suspension setup. And they're gonna tailor us a custom HRE forged wheel to fit over top of what will be our new Willwood brakes, but we're using these as templates. So very exciting day, and we're gonna come up with a really cool wheel and tire package for this thing. Seeing the team from HRE scan these wheel wells is so exciting because that means one thing: they are about to make the perfect set of wheels for this car. And having the scan data is so important because this car is very unique, and the only other cars like this that exist are actually race cars which run a race wheel package which is quite different than what we're building with this car. This car is actually retaining all of the factory suspension components, whereas the race cars that typically run this kit are running a full rod end, Heim jointed, center lock hub system. You know, just finding something run of the mill to fit on this car, sure, it's probably possible, but having something custom spec to fit is super spicy, and we're super excited to have them on this car. All right, I've spent literal days fitting all of these dry carbon panels to the back of this car, but now it's time for final assembly before we take it over to the paint shop where it's gonna get its color and its clear coat, and then come back to us for final assembly.
Looks freaking gangster, dude. Look at that thing. Look at the wing. Look at the rear bumper. Look at the diffuser. Look at the back end over here. The shell looks freaking sick. Carbon everywhere. The scoops right here. Skirts, huge. That's ridiculous. That's not gonna fly for a street car, but it looks really cool. Front fenders, front clamshell, everything looks freaking sick. Front splitter is massive. Absolutely insane. We got no headlights yet, that's okay, but this thing looks freaking sick. This is the first time I've seen it not halfway up on the rack, so it looks really cool. This thing on the ground with wheels on it, it's gonna be insane. You ready? Let's go. Yeah, you ready?
It's done.
You even know what this car is.
It's ready for SEMA. It looks so freaking cool.
So right now we're strapping the dolly, which is this guy. That's our Ford GT wheel and tire suspension package right now, to the car, so that when we drag the dolly around, it doesn't slide out from under the car. The last thing you want is to drop this thing on the ground, because that would be really, really not good, especially because the entire bottom of the car is now carbon fiber. So we don't want to damage that. So we're gonna strap it down to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, and we're gonna drag it on the trailer, get it over to TPC.
All right, well, the car is safely in the hands of the homies over at Torrey Pines Collision Center here in San Diego. We're so happy to have the car here. I've done a ton of work getting this body fitted, and it looks absolutely absurd in person. I cannot wait to see it once they get the bodywork all sorted out on it. So there's a lot of things to do, and I'm gonna be spending a lot of time here in the near future, in the coming weeks, helping these guys get this thing sorted out. We're in for a treat. This is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a long haul, but we got this, baby. An American legend, born from the spirit of Le Mans, built to destroy Ferrari, and it did, again and again. The car has arrived back from Torrey Pines Collision with a fresh coat of paint and clear coat on our Doran GT wide body kit. We left most of the carbon fiber exposed, and that will make sense to you guys later on in this episode when we show you the livery. The car has never looked sharper, but this is only the beginning, because the real work starts now, the full rebuild. We've assembled tons of components from the best in the world. HRE wheels, Fortunato, Sparco, Willwood, CSF, Vibrant, and more. All coming together to re-engineer this GT into something the world has never seen. And it all leads to one stage, the 2025 SEMA show, where together with the WD-40 brand, we will be revealing this legend to the world. This is history in the making, and it begins right now. And to celebrate our Ford GT project, we have launched an ultra limited edition t-shirt. I told you guys I was going to show you the livery, and here it is right here on the back of the t-shirt. You can see the carbon fiber detail in there, all the colors. This was created on a heavy duty modern blank. It's definitely one of my favorite t-shirts we've ever created, and as I mentioned, it is ultra limited. Head on over to the website now because it is live. Pick one up before they're gone. Now, let's get back out in the shop and get cranking on this GT. But before we start slamming this thing back together and getting it ready for the 25 SEMA show, we've got a heap of parts here that I want to walk you guys through because there's some really special pieces in here and even some stuff that's now going to be available to GT owners after the SEMA show. To start off, we have this massive Wilwood brake kit. This was custom made for our project, but the really cool thing about this is Wilwood wants to provide this GT brake package to any Ford GT owner out there. So they've developed it with us, massive 6-piston front and rear rotors. Look at this thing. It's bigger than my head. And what's really cool is that it utilizes a 2-piece floating rotor, and it also allows you to retain your stock brake booster, throw in some stainless steel lines, and you've got a car that's ready to hit the track and brake really well. So we're excited. This is the first time we've ever had our own logo on a caliper. That's right, these aren't stickers like we usually do and clear coat over them. This is screen printed on the caliper, throtl by Wilwood. Also, they've made these in a custom yellow for us, which is gonna look amazing on the car. I'm so honored to have these and be the first ones in the world to put them on a Ford GT. And of course, we have a bunch of WD-40 brand products that were sent over. It's really important on this one because we have an aluminum chassis and steel bolts that are going in and out of it. We want to make sure that nothing galls, so we want to make sure we have the proper lubricants in place. Over here, we have an absolute boatload of brand new Ford products. If you guys have ever looked at Ford GTs, these parts are so hard to get. We were looking high and low, but thankfully we have a local Ford dealer here and a gentleman by the name of Ken who helped us find all of these parts to replace the crash parts on our Ford GT. For instance, here we have one of our old lower control arms. Because this was an 05 Ford GT, it has a billet lower control arm. The newer versions, the 06, had a cast lower control arm. So we have a little bit of variance here of what we're using, but we were able to replace all of the arms. They're both just as good as one another, but finding this one used on the secondhand market is about $10,000. We got wheel bearings, we got uprights, we got upper and lower A-arms, we've got brand new axles here, brand new sway bars, and there's so many new parts from Ford that this is basically gonna be better than a new car when we put it back together. And moving on to the suspension, we partnered up with Fortune Auto and Reed Performance, who make a custom coilover that bolts directly into the Ford GT and is gonna allow us to perform at track days and also street drive this car. I'm really excited about those. It's gonna be an amazing touch for our door and kitted GT. It's gonna allow us to put this thing in the weeds where it's gonna look the best. Moving on, we have one of my favorite items for this car. You guys know the Ford GTs came with a really unique seat, and those seats were made by a company called Sparco. We work with Sparco a lot here at throtl. We reached out to them and said, you know what, we're building a Ford GT. We love the factory seat. We know you guys made it for Ford. We want to put something more modern, something a little bit cooler in the car. So they sent us down their SPX. This seat is insane. Look at this thing. It weighs nothing. It's fully adjustable, carbon fiber back, leather strap release. I mean, you can't beat this seat. Alcantara centers. What I love most about them is they've got their branding on the headrest, but it's blacked out and it looks so stealthy. It is gonna look absolutely perfect inside this interior. Aside from the seats, we're also adding a GT350 steering wheel with carbon composite pieces on it, and we've redone the airbag to include the Ford GT logo. It's gonna be a really cool touch. So we went with leather on the airbag cover, and don't worry guys, this will still function as an airbag. It will split there in the center. We did also add Alcantara. And I will say, we are actually getting another one of these wheels with yellow stitching, so it will match the remainder of the yellow parts on the car. So the red stitching will go away. We're gonna replace it with a yellow one, but this one's our placeholder for now. And I'm excited to see that in the car. I think it's gonna look really cool, and it's a neat upgrade for the car. To pair with that custom steering wheel, we reached out to our friends over at Speed Hut and had a full gauge package custom made for the interior of our Ford GT. They went ahead and added the throttle logo on the tachometer and also on the speedometer, and we have the full complement of gauges so we can keep an eye on what our engine's doing and how the car is performing. Outside the car, we decided to make a few more aero changes. We went crazy with the body. We had to add a pair of EVS aero mirrors. These things are super cool looking. We use these on the Ferrari, and what I like about changing up the mirrors for something like this is it gives the car a really modern touch. It truly makes this a universal mirror and a really cool universal application for any car. And out back, we could have called up any one of our friends like Bowden Auto House or anyone like that that makes a custom exhaust system for the Ford GT. It's a really simple system that basically just comes up, looks like a set of ram horns, and then out the back. Because the engine's in the back, it's a really short exhaust system. So I reached out to Vibrant and we ordered up a bunch of 3-inch titanium tubing and a bunch of 3-inch pie cuts. So we're gonna go ahead and just whip up our own custom exhaust system for this. So a huge thank you to Vibrant Performance for sending out all of these titanium products to pair with our custom flanges so we can make a great exhaust for this car. We're also gonna be putting low glow on this. I know this doesn't seem like the type of car for a low glow, underglow system. The car is flat bottom, so man, it is gonna really, really add a punch to this car when it's sitting outside at night or driving on the freeway, wherever we take it to meets, whatever. We can pop those on and really make this thing stand out. And you guys probably see that big black tank back there. That's because this car comes with a factory dry sump oiling system. The problem was our car was in such a bad accident that it actually totaled that tank and completely ruined it to the point where it was fully unusable. Luckily, we were able to source one online. It was very expensive, but bolts right onto our factory chassis in a factory location, and it plumbs to our engine with all the factory componentry. So to us, having a factory dry sump oil tank is super important, and it makes it very easy to put this system back together without making custom flanges and lines. And this is one of the products that I'm most excited about. CSF is one of our partners on a lot of our builds, and we reached out to them because when we got this car, we realized that our coolant stack was completely twisted from the accident that the car was in. So what we did was we boxed it up, we sent it off to CSF, and we are really proud to say that they took on the challenge. Not only did they take on the challenge, they designed a system that's going to be available on the market for Ford GT owners who like to track their cars or simply want a nice upgrade for their aging vehicle. It is going to be a complete coolant stack, and you're also going to be able to buy a transmission cooler from them as well with the really cool quick disconnect dime fittings for CSF. And out back, we got a bunch of oil from Ford to keep this thing lubricated. And we even got an Optima red top battery. These batteries are awesome, and we're excited to have it in our Ford GT. And what really got me excited was this wheel and tire package that showed up. Our friends over at HRE Wheels, which if you don't know, this is where Evan and I met before we started throtl, was working at HRE. We're finally able to get them on board for this program to build a custom set of 3-piece forged wheels that are gonna look epic on this car for one. But what I wanna say is a disclaimer. These are not the wheels we're going to be running. These are a wheel set that they basically made for us to test fit on the car. So we're not running this color combo or anything. It's just basically the style. So this is a 305 from HRE Wheels. Will be a 3-piece wheel on the car, front and rear, but we're gonna have a really aggressive setup on this car. Most people would go with an 18-inch setup with a really fat motorsport tire, but we're gonna set this car up for the street. So we're gonna go with a bigger OD wheel and a bigger and wider OD and width tire. We've got some Michelin tires here. Again, these are sample tires. They're basically being used for test fit purposes, but we've got a massive 355 out back, and I believe a 265 up front. This is gonna be the ultimate wheel and tire package for this car. It's gonna allow us to run the car low, but also provide enough grip and traction to get this thing around the track should we wanna go. And last but not least, we have our original motor that was in this car. Now, when this car was crashed in 2007, it only had 4,000 miles on it. So this motor is very fresh and good inside. My boy Quinn went through it already and updated all the belts. We got everything compression checked. and make sure that the vitals for this thing were in good shape before we slam it back in the car. This thing is gonna rip, and with our custom exhaust, it's gonna sound amazing. So now that I've shown you guys all of these parts, I wanna say I'm very excited because we've got some epic partners on board, and it is really going to make this car one of a kind. But we've got one thing left to do, and that's to get all this stuff cleaned up, get that car over into the other shop, and start putting our Fortune Auto suspension and all of our forward control arms on so that we can make this thing a roller. To start off, we're gonna get the suspension back on this car. We're gonna start with our Fortune Auto coilovers and all of our brand new Ford factory arms and components and make this thing look like a car again. All right, the upper arm's in, as simple as tightening up 4 bolts. But down here we got a little bit of a problem because we've got our door-in front diffuser on the car, and they leave a lot of flashing, as I mentioned in the second video, on a lot of these parts. And as you can see, or hopefully you can see some of the black lines I've drawn on here, our lower control arms for the front are gonna bolt in on these provisions here. Unfortunately, the flashing for this diffuser's in the way, so we're gonna clearance it. I wanna keep as much of this carbon fiber material on the car as we can, so we're just gonna trim around where the arm goes in, make sure we can get tools in there to tighten up the bolts, and it should look pretty sick. So we're gonna go ahead and start cutting this up. All right, got the cuts made. Now let's get this lower control arm in. A lot of you will notice that we're using a wheel bearing off of the old car. This was tested and checked. It is a good wheel bearing. There's no reason to replace it other than it doesn't look as fancy as the rest of the parts on the front of the car, but these are very expensive, very difficult to get because they are specific to the Ford GT. They aren't actually Ford Mustang parts, which is what I was hoping they would be. Rest assured, a good bearing going on. Up next, our first Fortune Auto coilover is gonna go in. Everything's loose right now. We'll go ahead and tighten it up once it's in the car. All of our parts are installed. We now have a front corner, which is exciting. Now we just got 3 more to do. We're gonna move on to the back so we can get one side done. We'll show you guys what it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and lay the shock in first on the rear. It bolts in up top, up here. And what it's gonna allow us to do is kind of put the lower arm in next, and then we can put the upper A arm basically in over top of it. This might be a little easier process, and we're learning as we go here. So we're gonna try it a different way and see what works. On the back of the Ford GT, we have a tension arm, or basically a tow arm. And one of the really cool things about these tow arms is that we could not find one, and ours were bent. So we actually reached out to a company called Super Pro, who we work with on a lot of bushings and things. We sent them our bent one. They actually remade these for us with a new bushing on the end, and it threads into our chassis on this side and keeps this upright from moving, and also allows us the toe adjustment that we need for track time. This is a really nice part, and we are very grateful to have Super Pro as a partner who custom made these for us. Now let's get this last piece in the car. Front and rear suspension are done, and this is my first time actually seeing a rear corner on this car because when we got it, they were both ripped off or disassembled already. So it's neat to see it all in place. I really like this rear tension setup or the rear toe setup on this car. Everything about the suspension is very simple, very track inspired oriented. A-arms, I mean, it is just dialed. If we do some track days in this, we can really fine tune this thing and make this car really fast. I love the way it looks and the simplicity of it. And I can't wait to see it with the big brakes on it from Wilwood. It's gonna look epic. And the front is the same, very simple, very motorsports oriented, and it looks amazing all bolted together. And now we just have to get the other side done. So let's get over there and get jamming. The last corner is on the car, and that means the suspension is complete. And now we get to move on to one of the more exciting components that we have for this car. Let's head on over to the other side of the car and check it out. As I mentioned, this is the next exciting project. One of my favorite components that's gonna go on this car, our Wilwood brake kit. Let's toss them on the car. First up, we're gonna get our radial to radial mounts on the car. These are gonna help mount our big new calipers on top of what was a radial mount already on the 4GT, which is already really cool. But Wilwood made us these custom adapters that are gonna put this massive caliper onto our 4GT. Slides right on just like that. What's nice about these mounts is they're gonna actually place the caliper in the appropriate location so that we can just literally slam the rotor on here, put the caliper on. Being that this is the first set of its kind in the world that's gonna be available to the GT community, I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be spot on. Look at these brakes. This is insane. They are massive. I can't wait. We have shed so much weight from this car with the carbon body. Adding these massive brakes, this thing is gonna stop on a dime. I cannot wait to drive this car. They look great. We're gonna have to test fit the wheels over them and see how they fit, but you're gonna have to wait for that because we gotta move on to the back and get the back on as well, and then we can start seeing about wheels. All right, the rear brakes are on, and now we have the whole right side completed. This is cool. It looks insane. These brakes are massive. We have one thing to do. We're excited. It's the end of the day here, but we want to test out our wheels. Now, HRE sent us a set of wheels. These aren't the actual wheels we're going to be running. It's just a set of dummy centers that they made up for us. I put some barrels on them. We had tires mounted today, and we're going to see how these fit over the brakes and also the offset, so we can give them some data and feedback of how it is now, because we can make changes. We've got some time ahead of us before SEMA. If we want to dial it in further, we can. So let's see these things on the car. Yeah. I actually really like this wheel.
Brakes clear?
Brakes clear, and holy crap, they fill out every square inch of opening behind the wheel. That is crazy. Look at that. Look at this. It's insane. Man, I'm so excited about this. This is, as I've said, probably my favorite package that's going on in this car. I mean, I love the door and GT kit, obviously, but these brakes being so special and one-off is really cool, and they look so awesome behind these HRE wheels. So this is a 355. This is a tire off of a Ferrari Enzo. Nuts. This thing is massive. This is the biggest tire we've ever installed here. Insane. Now we can put a jack under the wheel and see how it looks compressed. So let's check it out. All right, well, that's lifting the car up off the lift now. So that looks pretty epic. Holy crap. Look at this, man. So still a bit of a wheel gap, but one of the things I will say is whenever you put a GT body kit on a street car, you're always gonna run into an issue where the wheel well arches are cut higher, because race cars are meant to run super low and racetracks are well built, so they're nice and flat. You don't have potholes, you don't have aprons, curbs, those sorts of things to run over. So race cars run technically really low to the ground. And so in order to accommodate the wheel and tire packages, they raise the arches up. A lot of times we find that when you do this to a street car, you can't put enough wheel and tire under the wheelhouse to fill it out. We've been able to do that here, and we still have additional travel built into this setup, so we can actually go lower if we want, which is pretty amazing. This thing's gonna look sick. Now let's check out the front. It's so close. For just us throwing this together, we literally just slapped this together, as you guys saw. For it to be that close is really good. We're in a great spot to really build off of this, fine tune the wheel fitment, which I think looks really good right now. What we don't want to do is make a stance car that we have to gingerly drive around on the streets. We want to make it so that the offset is a little bit inboard. We don't need it to be perfectly flush because we want the tire to tuck under the fender arch. We don't want to tear up these beautiful dry carbon fiber fenders when we drive it. So we're going to go a little bit safe on the offset. We're going to go safe on the wheel tire fitment as a package altogether. And I think what's going to result is something that we can really drive hard and not have to worry about blowing the fenders off this thing when we turn it at the track or on the street. So really nice setup, really safe fitment, but still fills out these extra door and arches really nice. Well, now that we have an idea of what this is going to look like, we can pass along the information that we've collected here onto the boys over at HRE Wheels. Well, they'll now start production of our real wheels that are going to go on this thing. Now let's get back to the other side so we can finish up the brakes. Next up, now that we've got the suspension and wheel and tire stuff sorted out, we can move on to our fuel system. This is the factory Ford GT gas tank, which is really cool because it actually fits up the tunnel of the car. Being a rear mounted engine and transmission setup, the tunnel is used for the fuel system, which is amazing because it holds a ton of fuel and it puts the weight where we want it, in the center of the car and as high as possible, which is really nice. Now, this car was crashed in 2007 at a racetrack and has sat ever since. So when we pulled this tank out, we used a battery and pumped all the fuel out of it. And actually, the fuel pump worked fine to pump the fuel out. But we don't want to put this in and take any chances that the fuel pump is inadequate for what we're going to be using the car for. So we reached out to Beachworks, and we got two DW300s that flow 340 liters per hour. We're gonna pop two of these bad boys in here because once we put this in, we don't wanna take it back out because it goes above a bunch of stuff, and to get this out is a total pain in the butt in the future. So we're gonna future-proof this thing by throwing two of these Beachworks pumps in, and we should have plenty of fuel for this big 5.4 liter. All right, that's one pump out. That's the carrier that it goes in. This is a really interesting fuel system, man. They must have, as Greg pointed out, molded the actual fuel carrier and pickup and everything inside the tank, because there's no way they could have got this whole thing in the tank after it was made. So they literally put this in the mold, then molded that around it somehow. There's no way they built it inside. That's crazy. All right, well, it's a good thing we did this. First of all, there is some residual fuel left in here that we couldn't pump out, and we're finding out why. This gas is so rancid, it smells terrible in here. I wish you guys could smell it, but at any rate, look down in there. I just fished a bunch of this crap out. This is the old filter system, and look how it's really just falling apart in my hands. So all of the filters from the bottom of these pumps are laying in the bottom of this, what is effectively a surge tank inside the fuel tank, keep the fuel from sloshing around the pumps. Now I get the job of digging in there trying to figure out how I can get all that stuff out, because if we put new pumps in with new filters and we start the car and it just sucks up all the old filtration material, we're just gonna have clogged fuel pumps again. So I gotta figure out how to get in here and get all that crap out. All right, our fuel tank is all cleaned up. The surge portion is all cleaned out. All the old residue and debris is out of there. Looks pretty tidy in there now. And we don't have to worry about clogging up our filtration socks or our fuel filter now. I gotta get the new Deechworks pumps in. It's gonna take a little bit of work, but we're gonna get jamming on it. Fuel tank is back together and ready to go back in the car. So there ain't nothing to it but to do it. I'm gonna put it on a tranny jack, hoist it up in there by myself, and get the bracing in that holds it in place. Then we can move on to our fuel filler tube and get this fuel system essentially complete.
Buying a Crash 4 GT is scary. Now, if we already know we need to completely rebuild the entire car, but the question is do we also need to rebuild the engine? This thing has been sitting since the early 2000s. This is the 5.4 liter twin cam supercharged V8 that was sitting in the engine bay of our GT when it was crashed. So does this thing need to be rebuilt? Today, we're gonna find out. Now that we got the plate off, not only can we see the dry sump belt, this is a very strange looking belt. I don't think I've ever seen a serpentine belt like this. This runs the dry sump pump, which is pretty cool, but it also gives us access to the crank pulley. So now we can put a socket in here and spin the engine by hand. This is the first test to see if the engine actually spins. Oh yeah. It does spin. I can feel some compression already. That's good. That's a great sign. Everything's moving. The blower spins, look at that. That's great. Dry sump pump is spinning. Everything's rotating. Nothing's bound up or locked up. It's a really good start. Now with the coil packs out of the way, we're gonna go through, take each spark plug out one at a time and do a leak down test on this motor. This is gonna tell me the mechanical sealing ability of the engine. Plugs look pretty good. They're definitely old. Not crusty. Electrodes not bad. Let's get a little flashlight check in the cylinder. I can't see anything. There's a lot of carbon in there. Let's leak down test it. That's like 3 pounds of leak, 2 pounds of leak. That's really good. Cylinder 2 spark plug, a little bit wet. I don't know if that's oil. It's probably oil. Yeah, let's leak it down. There we go.
Here she goes. She's climbing.
Bank 1 looks amazing. The highest leak percent we have is 5%. That is solid. That means this thing is really healthy. Let's check the other bank. She's dialed, brother. So now that we found out we have a completely compression healthy Ford GT engine, we're gonna start getting this thing ready to go back in the car. The first thing we're gonna do is actually pull off the valve covers because I wanna take a look at everything that's going on here. When this car was in a collision, one of the valve covers actually got punctured. So I wanna make sure that whatever is happening underneath the valve cover is okay. If we have a really damaged cam, a bad cam cap, or something in the chains is doing weird stuff, we wanna fix that and catch it right now. So we're gonna pull that off. I'm also gonna pull the filter housing off. This engine is really cool because it's dry sump. So we have a dry sump pump here, And unlike the Ferrari, this has an externally driven dry sump. So we're gonna pull the dry sump belt off. I have a new one, we're gonna replace all this stuff. But we're actually gonna fill this with engine oil and manually spin this pump. And I'm gonna oil prime this engine completely while it's on the ground, which is really cool. We're gonna spin it. I wanna see oil coming out of the cam caps, covering everything in engine oil. From there, we'll put the valve covers back on, we'll put all of our new belts back on, and this thing will be ready to drop in the car. So let's get started. First time taking the valve cover off, everything looks really good. This is very interesting though. They use a roller cam. So the little pivot arm in there is on a roller, which is kind of cool. Really nice. I've never seen the inside of one of these engines before, so this is pretty cool. All right, so everything under our valve covers looks really good. I've just taken our oil filter cap off, and what I'm gonna do is actually use Ricky's help now. We're gonna start oil priming this engine. The first place we're gonna see oil start coming out is the oil filter housing.
Hold on, stop. I need dude, it's about to pour out. Yeah.
Oh, no way, all right, sick. If we can get oil out of all the cam bearings today, we're styling.
Baby, we're gonna do it right now.
Dialed. So we've got oil coming out of the lifters, which is, I'm guessing, how they lubricate the cams on these because it just shoots it. But if you can look through, which hole is it, Ricky?
Right there.
Yeah, so the upper chain guide's getting lubricated. That's how the chain gets lubed. I think that's it, dude. I think we're dialed.
Cool.
So I think we're gonna put the valve covers back on it with the new gaskets, replace the belts, and this thing's ready to go in the car. Valve covers are back on. Time to swap out these old belts. We are dialed in, new belts, oil primed, everything looks really good on this. We've got good compression. This GT engine is ready to go back in the car.
Before we drop this 5.4 liter supercharged V8 into our Ford GT, we're installing all the main harnesses. Each harness is routed and secured to factory mounting points, which makes this a pretty simple process. Getting all these back into the appropriate locations is key to making sure this engine install goes smooth and fires right up. Next, we'll prep the engine and drop it in.
It is time to get the GT engine back in the engine bay of this beast. I cannot wait to see this thing in the engine bay. I've been waiting so long to drop this engine in. I also have no idea how to pick this up. There is zero information on how people are pulling these things in or out. I can't even find a picture of this car online with the engine out of it. So what I did is I got an axle strap on the back here. We're gonna lift it up by the rear mount, and I've strapped a ratchet around the blower. Hopefully that's gonna work. We're gonna find out right now. Let's go. Oh, it's staying pretty flat. That's freaking sick. Yeah, hell yeah. I was worried picking it up like this, the engine was gonna kind of do like one of these or like roll over the side, but it's staying pretty straight. So I think we're in good shape. Before we get this motor in, we need to install new mount arms on each side. The other ones were completely destroyed. So we've got our engine mount arms on. This thing is ready to go, and the problem is we can't have the lift arms in the way, so we've done this, which is lower the back half of the car on a jack to bring it down. We need to bring it up higher to get the arms under. But the thing is, the front of the GT engine is so wide because we got the dry sump, the power steering, we've got the alternator, the oil filter housing, it's really wide. It doesn't fit through this. So we need to get the entire, I'd say probably 60% of the long block over this, and then we can start coming down. So it's gonna be a blend of lowering the engine, raising the chassis, and making them come straight in. I don't know, this is probably gonna be the sketchiest engine drop-in we've ever done here, so hopefully we don't mess it up or scratch anything.
Let's just make sure we lock the carabiners.
I think we got it. The carabiners are locked. Yeah.
Watch the motor mount, Ricky.
You see the flat plate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thing has gotta go forward. No, stop. Okay, go down more. That's a long ways forward.
Yeah, we can go down like 2 inches right now. I think we're good.
Tilt it towards the driver's side more than it is to the passenger side. I'm like my Mickey is like
in the air. You're almost there. Yeah, I'm
So let's do this. Let's set it on Mickey's mount.
Right.
And then get Ricky's
But
mount.
watch the pulley, because the pulley's like
Okay.
smack against the.
Okay.
So we gotta be close.
So Ricky, tell me when it's almost about to touch.
I'm pushing towards Ricky's side. I think I just touched
Oh.
the.
Okay. Tell me when your gap is like this, Ricky.
Yeah.
shit,
And then
you
we'll
got a
push
lot.
and pull it, and then I can. What I'm trying to do is put the bolt in on that side. Then we can lift it up. It'll anchor it and allow us to get that
So
side.
these
in.
mounts are flat right now?
Yes.
Oh,
So we're a little quick in that.
The mount is flat and the engine chassis is flat, so they're gonna come together like this. Right now we're like this. That's why I can't get Mickey's bolt
Okay,
in.
I'm tracking now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you can drop it on his. More.
How you there, Ricky? By the
Stop.
manifold.
So the engine is in, we have the two engine mounts bolted down, and we've got the car kind of back on the rack. Sean had a really good idea of putting a jack stand right here, so that's actually perfect. So now we're gonna put a jack under the transaxle, lift it up, and get the transmission mount on. The transmission mount on this car is really weird because it's that.
The world's largest transmission mount.
So it hangs from the top between the two shock towers and cradles it like this. It's not like a normal mount where it's underneath holding, it's literally hanging. So we gotta put this back in, figure out what this looks like, and then the engine will be officially in. The engine is in, completely bolted down and tight. Now we have a ton of work to do because we got to attach everything. We got to attach fluid lines for the dry sump, the engine cooling system, the supercharger cooling system, the air conditioning system, the power steering system, the oil cooling system, transmission cooling system, fuel system, vacuum system. We've got a ton of wiring to do. And as you can tell, I really don't have a lot of room to do this. So this is going to be the most challenging part of the build for me, is getting this thing plumbed and fired. So let's get started. I've got almost all of the fluid lines completely done, so now it's time to start hanging reservoirs. We're gonna start on this corner, get our ECU in, get our coolant overflow tanks on, and then we're gonna tackle the dry sump tank. Coolant reservoirs and ECU are on, now it's time to move into the dry sump tank. Let's do it. All our fluid reservoirs are installed. Now it's time to add oil in case these boys try and start this thing. It's got oil in it, so let's fill it up.
Yay, oil!
Feeling good, dude? Look at this. We're almost there. We
Am
got
I
reservoirs,
feeling good?
everything's populated, cooling systems are completely done.
They haven't even seen the front yet.
No, they haven't.
All the work that's been done in the front,
Yeah.
we haven't filmed any of it. So the front was a spaghetti mess, which I was working on while Quinn was doing all this back here. We've got AC up there, we've got power steering, we've got battery.
Yeah.
Battery trays in, basically done up front. So we're close. There's a lot of things that still need to be done in the interior in order to get this thing fired, but we're gonna start cranking on that next. Now it's time to get our dashboard and all the electronics back into the interior of this car. This is integral to getting this car fired up. Without this, we can't start it. So this, as well as some of the electronics and the steering column, are about to go in. So let's get started. Before we throw our dash back in the Ford GT, we're gonna install our speed hut gauges. One of the things I was really nervous about when these came in was I was looking at these connectors and they didn't look OEM to me, and I was worried that we were gonna have to make some sort of sub harness to make them fit. But Speed Hut did all the work for us. These are actually factory plugs, and it plugs right into the stock location. All right, Gregos and I got a lot done. Man, we got the fuse panel in down here. Starting to look like a car again. So now we've got everything plugged in electronically. That's going to allow us to start this car once the column goes in. Gregos is all stuffed under the dash over there. Getting our throttle cable plugged in. Greg, is it working? Woo-wee! Go ahead, do that again. Oh man, that's awesome. So throttle cable runs all the way down here through the bulkhead, right there. Up the tunnel, plugs in underneath, which really cool. This car is so neat because it is a transaxle car and everything's in the back. Everything runs forward, which is pretty cool. A little bit different than what we're used to. We even got the clutch, slave, and master stuff all hooked up and in place in here. We got the wiper motor in, ready to rock and roll. Man, it's starting to look like it's ready to start. So we gotta put our Optima battery in. We gotta hook up the AC lines and the heater core lines down here. Those are the final things that we need to do before we can drop the column in and plug the harness and hit the key, which is exciting. We're getting really close now. All right, we've got the steering wheel in place and hooked up to the rack. Looks pretty good in there. Our new gauge package looks amazing as well. Speed Hut, very happy with the logoing as well as the yellow tack in the center, which is really cool. So the ground cable on the Ford GT was destroyed in the accident. It basically pulled one whole end off of it. So as you can see here, the terminal is missing. So we've got a new terminal, we've got some new 2-gauge wire, battery cable wire, and we're just gonna make our own negative cable so that we can put some power to this thing and hopefully get it started today. That might be a little high.
This is a real teamwork event here.
Yeah, you gotta have a team to build a negative.
You understand that there is a process to this. I just learned that we're only allowed to do so much a day for content for you folks.
The quota, you gotta hit the quota.
Well, this is the quota for the day. This is the last line item that our boss, Evan, has allowed us to do today.
That's not true. You gotta fire it up. That's the quota. Let's get this thing started.
It's only 1:30. I can't go home yet.
First time this thing's gonna see any power for 16 years.
18 years.
Hey, we have a key noise.
We have a key. Hold on, let's see.
Yay!
Hey, we did something right.
All right, so Mickey, you want to do the, look, we have an odometer reading of 87,774 miles.
Hold on. How many miles?
8,700. We were told 4,000.
And this is in our
I want a refund. I was told 2,500.
That's twice the mileage we were told it had on it. So in order to start this thing, now we have electrical power. We need to put some gas in the tank because I took all of the fuel out when we redid the Beachworks dual pumps. So the problem with that is we no longer have a fuel door because on the factory car it's right here. Ours terminates under here. We do have the factory filler neck that comes up to here and goes to our fuel cell in the center, but we haven't drilled the hole in the fender yet, so we have no way to put fuel in this at the moment. My fear of drilling the hole is only because we haven't done the final fitment on these fenders yet. You guys can see the gaps here and the temporary hardware. This is just for us to build the car basically with it in its location. It's going to get final fitted, the gaps will get tightened up, so that's going to mean that the hole that I drill for our fuel might be off center once we fix the gaps. So I got to be very careful. Drill a small hole, we'll open it up so we can get a fuel filler neck in there. Kind of called an audible here. Instead of drilling the hole now prematurely before the front fenders are actually gapped properly and potentially drill the hole in the wrong place, we're just gonna pull off the fuel filler rubber hose here, back it up, I hope. Yep. Get it off of there, and now we can stick a funnel in there and actually put some race fuel in there, which we just got our delivery of Sunoco 100 octane, so put 5 gallons in, see how she goes.
Key on 2. Let's see if the fuel pump turns on. That's the first step.
First step. And
All right, if anybody sees anything, please say the word key off.
Yeah, look at those gauges.
Yep, there's your gauge.
That looks sick. All right, so we are going to crank it, not start it. One thing that we just did is we pushed this inertia switch and reset it, and we're hoping that that is the reason why it didn't crank.
All right, we should hear a starter.
Nope, same thing.
Same thing. Hit it again. See if it resets again. It does. That's weird.
We've all been out here. We even got Rick out here trying to figure out why this thing won't crank over, and we're testing the relays. All the fuses are good. The relays are working. We got multimeters out. And Rick, what'd you just find?
Where was that at?
It was literally sitting.
There's no way.
No, it was up like this, and this.
The green and yellow wire that we've been looking for has literally just been unplugged, we think. So let's plug that in.
Hopefully this is it. We can put the relay back in.
Put
now,
the relay
too.
back in.
100% was it, because I think what happened was earlier I was trying to figure out where this plugged in, and I think this must have been under something, because I saw something like, this doesn't go, it must go to the, I thought it went to the hood release here.
Yeah.
Because I removed all that. But Greg just put that in here just to dummy it.
Yeah.
So it's not that.
That's so
That's
funny.
that's what I thought it was.
Your
And
key
this-
off, right?
Yeah, key's out.
Okay, so
Plug her in.
hopefully.
All right, let's wait for Greg here.
Yeah, I think he left. Hey, you're not gonna believe this. What? Look at your phone, or can't you? This was unplugged.
Look at the color of the wire.
Is that the yellow with the green tracing?
Yeah.
It cranks over, right?
We haven't
done it
tried it yet. We figured you better be on with us.
So we're gonna crank it. Braden, you're gonna crank it.
Yep, got key
Okay. Put key on 2.
1, 2.
Okay, and then there's a push switch, so hold on a second.
There's the push.
How long are we on crank for? 3-4 seconds? Something like that?
Like 3, 2, 1.
Yeah! All right, so that's good. We got no spark plugs, but it is now cranking. All right.
All right, moment of truth. Now that we sorted out the starter issue, which was a silly mistake or oversight, which is, it happens. We are putting in the plugs. So fresh new set of Motorcraft plugs, and once these are in, we're gonna give it power again. See if we can't crank this thing over for our first start.
All right, we've got new spark plugs. We've got coil packs plugged in. Now the last thing, we had the fuel injectors all unplugged, so we're gonna go ahead and plug these in right now. All right, fuel injectors are in. We've got power, we've got a starter. We don't know if we have fuel yet.
So just fire it. If it starts, let it run for 4, 5, 6 seconds, and just key off, please.
Let's check for fuel
Got no
pressure.
fuel.
Yeah, I don't smell any gas. All right, so just a second ago, Mickey popped off the main fuel line right at the fuel rail, and there is fuel there now, which is awesome. So there's fuel pressure at the rail. We don't know if the injectors are working. We don't know if the coil packs are working, but we think that it's possible that it's just kind of priming the fuel system. So
Also, keep in mind the fuel that's still, whatever is like left in the system, if that's a thing, is old fuel. So it won't ignite. It's not gonna spark it.
all right, here we go. Yep. Whoa, whoa, oh! Hold on a sec, hold on. Yeah, but I think maybe it's the cat too. It's shooting some shit up. All right, hold on, we are getting pretty close here. Mickey, it's also only one side that I'm seeing.
I think only one bank's fire.
Yeah, let me check the spark plugs. Hold this. All right, go ahead. Yeah, it's working. All right, go ahead. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we got spark. That's a good sign. Whoa! Look at the cat! All right, so one other thing that we're gonna be checking that we've done on previous builds is sometimes the injectors kind of fall asleep, and even when you give them voltage, they don't click over. So I've got a battery here, and I'm going to test the 2 leads on the injectors, and it should click, basically indicating that the injector is going to fire. I'm not sure. Let me go grab Ricky.
Hey, take it. You hear it?
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, this one is not clicking. Time to wake him up, baby! Wake up! All right, what's this, round 2?
Round
Better
2.
setup?
Better setup.
He's dead?
Oh, she's dead.
Wake it up!
She's sleeping. She's taking a nap right now. Oh.
Oh!
Hey! It's alive,
It
baby.
works every time.
That one wasn't a deep slumber.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do every single injector because they all been napping for a while. We're gonna wake them all up because this is throttle time, baby! Throttle party!
Let's go!
Ah!
This thing is gonna fire right up once Ricky finishes.
Oh! Look at the difference.
Oh yeah, she's ready. Let's go! Grab the keys.
Baby! All 16!
Let's go. It is now the moment of truth. You got the keys. Nikki, you're doing the honors.
Yeah, we got fuel, we got injectors now.
We've got a custom exhaust system.
What is this?
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Oh,
18 years.
Man,
That's amazing.
the RB was cool, the Jay-Z was cool, the Freak was cool. This is insane. Like,
A lot of work to do, but man, that's a good sign.
now it's time to make this thing insane. We have a set of custom HRE wheels, complete interior with Sparco racing seats, and a custom titanium exhaust.
Rear sway bar is the last piece of the rear suspension. Let's get it in. We use WD-40 Specialist Penetrant during reassembly to lubricate threads for easy application and to prevent corrosion later down the road. Rear sway bar is fully installed. Now it's time for our front. Let's get this thing in. All right, it is time to get axles in the GT. Once we're done here, we can put brake lines in, get this thing bled. Let's get started. Suspension's back together, axles are in, suspension is done, and now it is a really big moment because our wheels and tires just showed up. Finally, we've been waiting for these things for a hot minute. Should I have a little peek? Oh my God.
Ooh, we got the heats and the meats. Dude, that looks sick.
Yo,
That looks so sick.
with the carbon center caps, that was clutch right there.
You like that?
Oh yeah. Oh, the tire fitment looks really good.
265 30/20 Michelin Cup 2R. So freaking cool.
Can I put them on the car?
I think we can.
Holy.
No way. Sketchy.
So wide, you don't have to worry about it.
You look pretty worried for a second.
Really? Roll the film back.
Scratching me out.
I wasn't worried at all, actually. But roll the film back.
Holy.
So happy the wheels are here and they look insane, and now it's time to finish our braking system. All we need is brake lines. We got one per corner. Let's get these on. We'll get this thing finished.
Now that our interior is mainly complete, it's time to get the seats in. These are our Sparco SPXs. These are beautiful seats. Full carbon back, super lightweight, adjustable, and they are really low mount seats, so we can get these things on the floor. Paired with the factory rails. We're not going to use the Sparco rails. We're actually going to use the factory rails and adapt them to fit. All we have to do is drill a couple holes in the factory mounts, and these will actually bolt into the factory location, which is awesome. Before we put the seats in, we got to throw in our subwoofer. This is one of the only options that these cars came with. A lot of people don't like the subwoofer because it blocks the view of the pulley. Before we drop in our Sparco seats, we're hitting the seat rails with the WD-40 brand Specialist Gel Lube. It gives us a smooth, consistent slide and helps everything move like it should. Seats feel good, sliders are nice and smooth. Now we can get onto the driver's side. Perfect. Oh, I can actually go forward.
Got some seats and a GT, baby.
Freaking tight. So minus the door cards, the interior is done.
Yeah, this door card. The reason this door card still isn't in is because the mirror placements that we're gonna put on this car, the mirror on the driver's door has to go on the actual door, where the mirror on the passenger side is actually not a problem on the door. So if we put that door panel in, it's done. This one, I have to open this up, and we need to make some room for our new mirrors to go on. Once those are on, then we can put this door panel on, and the interior will effectively be done at that point. Barco SPX is one of my favorite seats that they make. It's probably their highest end chair that they have in their catalog. It's very expensive, so you don't see them very often. But I think the complement of materials, the carbon back, the Alcantara, the perforated leather, the blacked out logos, it just suited this build to a T. And I really wanted to make sure that they fit in here.
I can't wait to drive this thing. This thing's gonna be so freaking sick. Rolling down the highway. It is time for the single coolest exhaust system we've ever built in-house here at the Throttle Shop. That is titanium by Vibrant. So Jesse spent the last day and a half welding all of these pie cuts together. It looks absolutely mental, and this doesn't even feel real. If you've never held this titanium exhaust system before, it is unbelievably light. So show me what you got, Jesse.
Yeah, so I got this merged. I've done everything that I could off the car so far. And now that I'm at this point, it's time to start building the rest of the exhaust system on the car.
I cannot wait to see how this comes together, how it looks and how it sounds. It looks like it's welding really nicely, and Jesse's pretty much ready to start putting it together on the car, so let's get this done. For those of you who are wondering how a titanium exhaust system is made, you get Vibrant Performance Titanium. They have straights, which is what this is, and then they have little pie cut sections like this. And when you stack these guys together, if you stack enough of them, you end up with an actual bend like that. So that's how Jesse's making all of the exhaust system, by putting these exactly in the orientation they need to, adding some straights, and then you end up with a perfect exhaust.
The next cut is the most vital cut because I don't want to cut too much off of this. I mean, I can always weld more, but it's annoying to do that and adds like an extra hour. So I need to measure this center carefully. I need to find center on the car. Well, center on the car and center to the eyes are two different centers. So I need to figure out which one I want to go off of. Make the slice, make the cut, slap this in, and then add tips, fully weld it up. Dare I say I might be done today, which is crazy to think about.
Jesse just finished tacking up the 90s onto the exhaust arms, and we're gonna check his work for level. You ready? Let's see. Oh, we're money! So yes, the exhaust system on the GT is level. Good job, Jesse.
What do you gotta say about that?
Just like the Ferrari exhaust, we're nice and level, perfectly even, perfectly symmetrical. So whoever was the top comment on the other video.
You might be wondering what those colored plugs are Jesse's using. Those are back purging plugs from our friends at TIG Aesthetics. Back purging with argon shields the backside of the weld from the atmosphere, ensuring the weld remains strong, corrosion resistant, and free of discoloration.
Jesse stayed late and finished the titanium exhaust system. It looks absolutely beautiful. The Vibrant pieces came together perfectly. It's time to get this thing on the car. As you can tell, it's like ridiculously light.
Should we weigh it? Yeah, let's weigh it.
I don't even know if this is like heavy enough to register on the scale by itself.
What's your guess? What's the weight?
3 pounds?
I'm gonna go like 2.2. Weight for the 4GT exhaust.
Do I get the
You can hold it. Yeah,
you can hold it.
I'm gonna go 2.8. 2.8? Your guesstimate on the weight of the exhaust that Jesse just welded up.
2 pounds.
How much do you think that exhaust weighs?
3.2 pounds.
3.2. All right. All right. We got a scale. Braden, what's your guess?
I don't know. 10 pounds?
Whoa!
10 pounds.
10 pounds, maybe?
So what we gotta do is I gotta get on the scale and then he has to hand it to me.
No, I'm just
All right. Quinn is 184.4.
Okay. And then we gotta do this.
189.2. So it's
That's
5 pounds.
No way.
5 pounds flat.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's crazy.
How's it feel?
Oh, way more, dude. Way more.
196.4.
12 pounds.
This is 12 pounds heavier.
12 pounds heavier.
So this is like 18 pounds. 5 pounds versus 18 pounds. Ridiculous. Now the exhaust system is completely done, we're gonna install the rear fascia. Mickey already got this fitted up and bolted down. As soon as this is on, we can start fitting the actual shell of the hood that goes on, as well as getting our taillights on, which we need to do a bit of work on because the harness is completely smoked on the taillight. So we got the rear fascia on. This is ready for us to install the clamshell, or the hood, I guess you would call it, on this car. We're gonna get this thing down. Mickey and Ricky already had these completely tight and where they needed to be, but took everything apart to get painted. So now we gotta readjust these, get it exactly where we want. We have to add a narrow catch back here to actually hold the clamshell back down. So that's what we're gonna do next. And then hopefully once that's done, then this piece will be finalized and we don't have to, other than servicing the engine, don't have to take it off the car again. This car looks so freaking cool, man. It looks so good.
Next up, we're gonna get our fuel door situation sorted out. We've got a Sparco gas door, as I showed you guys in a previous video, and it is gonna mount on our fender here where the factory location was. Our Sparco gas door is now mounted. It's time to move on to the passenger side mirror. We just received our brand new Ford GT headlights. We had our friend Tyler Cordura come down and scan the front fenders of this door and GT body kit. And what he did was he made a tub that's going to actually drop into our fenders. This is basically a negative of that space. And he made a really cool design that's going to have a daytime running light with a switchback and also a high and low beam. So the headlights will work on the stocks just like they did on the original car. Once these arrived, I realized that this bucket was not the move. Look at how beautiful this carbon fiber turned out in here, and we're gonna go ahead and keep that. I think it's important that we showcase the amount of carbon that's on this car, and this just covers that up. But we're gonna go ahead and cut this out, and I've already cut one, and I'm gonna start cutting the fender to make it fit. So we trimmed it down to the bare necessities, which is basically the two light pods with the support base underneath the bottom. And I've already marked our bucket where I'm gonna cut this out. And essentially this is gonna sit in here and do exactly what Tyler wanted it to do, just it's going to expose the carbon fiber. So with as beautiful as this is, we want the world to see it. And we have lenses that are gonna go over top of this that are clear. So you are gonna see through all of this. And we'll go back and refinish the tops of these lights in a different finish probably. But at any rate, we gotta get this cut out and get these fitted. They're gonna get panel bonded in from the back. They are fully serviceable as well. So once these are in, we can service them from the back, no problem, even though the top of this will be sealed. So I'm really excited about how this is gonna turn out. I like the idea of the contrast of the lights themselves versus the bucket cutout. I think it's gonna be a really nice contrast. It's gonna look sick when it's all done. We just received our CSF coolers for the Ford GT. It's an exciting day here because we've been waiting on these for a while. They actually went to bat for us and created these custom CSF coolers for this car because the Ford OEM parts are becoming very difficult to find. So CSF took it one step further, designed up brand new units and fabricated and made them for us. And these are going to be available to the public after SEMA, which is super awesome. This car uses basically what's called a coolant stack. So you have your air-to-air cooler for the supercharger, you have your radiator, you have your AC condenser, and you have your power steering cooler all in one unit, and it all bolts together. This is going to be a trick setup. We've never had a coolant stack in this car yet with our Doran GT2 kit, so we're going to see what it's going to take to get this thing in.
We're in, baby, we're in.
All right.
Golden.
We got our CSF coolant stack in, and this thing fit up so nice. It fits perfectly in the factory location, and our Doran GT2 under tray actually fits with all the stuff from the OEM car, which is huge because there's a lot of stuff packed in this area up here, and it hangs down to the bottom of the car. But these cars must have been pretty flat straight from Ford, and our Doran kit fit right on. One of the things I want to highlight about this CSF transmission cooler that was special made for our project and will be available to the public after SEMA. That's right, if you own a Ford GT and you want a bigger transmission cooler, which is a problem on these cars, it will be available to you. But I want to show you these amazing quick disconnect lines. Look at these things. CSF worked with a company called Dime PSI who has a proprietary quick connect. So now service is as simple as a click on and off for your transmission oil cooler. Quick for service, and if you have any issues with it, it's easy to take in and out without any wrenches or tools needed.
Time to add coolant to the GT, get this thing up and running with some temperature in the engine, make sure everything's working correctly. This means we can actually drive the car. Freaking sick, right? You ready? Greg's ready, look at him.
I want to try it.
Grego's not ready.
Oh yeah, I am.
We've got our HRE Classic 305s ready to go on our Ford GT. We've paired these up with some Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2Rs. This is our first time with these tires. They are very interesting tread design. These are meant for the racetrack, so it's going to be interesting to see how this thing handles on the street and the track as well. And we've got really wide ones for the back too. I think 335s out back, which is a massive tire on a really wide wheel. We're going to check the front, see how they fit, and see how it goes.
Here are the rear wheels. As you can tell, they are extremely wide. One of my favorite touches on them is the black inner barrel. Looks really sleek. Let's get them on the car.
Today is a monumental day for the GT.
It's leaving. Say goodbye.
It's leaving temporarily. It's heading over to SD Design House where it's going to get its livery design for the SEMA show. But man, look how beautiful it looks in all black. Before we put all the colorful stickers on it, this is the look.
Sinister right now. It looks awesome. And keep in mind, the ride height, everything is not really dialed in yet. This is just kind of getting it to SD Design House.
All right, well, let's get this thing fired up and moving under its own power. Really, for the first time, we haven't drove this car, put it really in gear at all, other than to test. So let's see if it drives under its own power. All right, this thing's ready to go off to SD Design House where it's going to get its final livery before the SEMA show, and it's going to come back for all the final details and button-up work. We've brought the Ford GT to SD Design House, where our good friend Nick is laying down the insane WD-40 livery he printed for us just a few days ago. The goal with this design was simple: make it loud, aggressive, and eye-catching, while still showing off the beautiful exposed carbon of the GT2 body kit. Blackfish Graphics came up with a crazy geometric pattern that ties everything together, and honestly, we think it looks insane. Life-size Jada toy right here, baby.
Here we go. Let's see.
God,
Oh my God. That looks mental.
Dude, it looks like wider now.
That looks insane, dude.
It looks like how I imagined it.
Dog, that looks incredible. Wow. That looks so sick.
It looks almost like a toy car. I felt like it looks like a character. I don't know. It looks insane.
The car's back in the throttle shop, and we've got a lot of little things to tackle before this car is completed. One of the things we wanted to add to this car was a tow hook. We're gonna at least have one on the front. We may even have time to get one on the back as well. We keep these Cusco tow hooks in stock here at Throtl, and we always make our own standoff. So we use a universal version of the Cusco tow hook. I like it because they have a detent, and if you need it, you just pop it up and drive around, you just put it down. It doesn't flop around, won't scratch your bumper, which is nice. We used our old factory Ford tow hook for the thread pitch, put on his left-hand thread, so it should go right into our stock location. The next step is to get these beautiful billet vents mounted in our rear clamshell. I've taped this off already with some yellow tape, and we're gonna go ahead and panel bond these in. Now, they don't normally panel bond into the factory component, they actually bolt in. And the gentleman who graciously made these for us, when he saw we needed them, made little standoffs on the back, and that's how they typically bolt into a Ford GT. But since this isn't a typical Ford GT clamshell, we have to come up with another way to mount them. So panel bond it is, we're gonna panel bond them in, and they will never come out after that. So we gotta do a good job of scuffing the surface, get these in there. We're gonna put this back on the car so that the shape is correct, because this is a lot more flexible than the factory clamshell. We wanna make sure it's sitting properly the way it's going to on the car for this to fit in there properly as well. We're super excited to have these because this is a common problem with the Ford GT. These are always broken or very brittle, and one of ours was broken. So we were able to send him our good one. He made them out of billet aluminum for us. We had them painted gloss black, and we're gonna go ahead and panel bond them in. Let's go, baby. We've secured the vents. They are on, they are taped in place so they don't move, and now we're gonna move on to the rear window. All right, moment of truth. Our billet custom vents that were made for us are panel bonded in, and that has had enough time to set. So we're gonna remove some of the tape here and see if they stuck. That stuff is amazing, man. It's literally been, what, 5 hours or something?
Genuinely don't even have words for how cool this thing looks now. The rear glass, this going in with a wing on it. You see like the nice little tint we got on here? See the yellow through it, blue valve covers. You gotta kind of peek over to see the yellow coil covers.
Our light pods are back from our friends over at Chaperone Auto Body. I actually dropped these off. I got a couple buddies that work there, and they went ahead and body worked them for us and got them all ready so that we could focus on getting this car done. We have to panel bond these into the carbon fiber tub. This is a little bit nerve-wracking, but I think we got a good plan. Greg and I have been spitballing this for a couple of weeks now. So basically these are gonna come in through here. Like that. And they'll be bonded in from the inside the wheel arch inside here. And we've got a prop system that we're gonna put in that's gonna hold pressure on it and allow the panel bond to cure and allow these things to basically set so they won't move. The nice thing is our headlight covers are removable, and also the lights that we're using, the Morimoto lights that are in the back of these, are actually accessible from the back, so they can be taken in and taken out should we make the glass permanent. So really cool setup, really unique, and I think it's a really cool solution for this GT2 body kit that basically had no lighting solution. So we're gonna make it more like a street car, and that's what we're after. Passenger side turned out really good. Now we just got to match the driver's side, and that's always the hardest part, so we better get after it. Next step is to get our Doran Racing Lexan headlight covers fitted. These have a protective film on the top and bottom. That's why they look crummy for now. It's just to keep the surface from getting scratched up. These are thermoformed, which is pretty cool. And they are very close to fitting just right. Just a little bit of extra trimming to do. But once we get these trimmed out, we'll go ahead and get them mounted in the car, and our headlights will be done once we get them hooked up.
Mickey's got our headlights in, fully cured, looking amazing. Now it's my turn to wire in everything. Low beams, high beams, turn signals, halos, all that stuff. This is the wiring to make it happen. I gotta integrate this into the factory chassis. While I'm working on that, Mickey's gonna be working on the rest of the car, so let's keep going. The boys just thrown one of the final pieces for the car, and I just finished wiring up this headlight. It's time to test it.
Think they're gonna work?
I hope they're gonna work. Oh, we got one. They're all on.
Everything's on.
Woo! That looks sick, dude. Pretty gangster. I like that. I really like that. I just finished up the second side. Let's test it out.
Damn.
They're working.
Dude, that looks sick. It's like very modern. Like I was a little skeptical because we've never really done something like this where it's completely custom. That looks sweet. Whoa. Okay. Damn, stand back here, Nate. Come back here. Dude, that looks insane.
So bright.
The Morimoto projectors, and then we have these DRLs around the outside. Kind of a little BMW inspired, I think.
It looks sick.
Yeah.
Doesn't the GT, the newer GT, have something similar to this?
So next thing is to basically put on the lenses carefully because we only have these lenses, and if something happens to these lenses, we already found out from Doran that these are the last two in existence. So
No pressure.
no pressure, Mickey.
the ground.
That looks like 41 to me.
GT41.
WD-41?
Dude, that's
Really?
low.
41? Really?
Dang, it's low.
Dude, look at this. That is unbelievable how low these things are.
See this thing outside.
Looking good over here. Oh, you're dialed. Wow, it's low. Excuse me. Yeah, you're good. You want some stuff outside? How's it feel?
Feels amazing. I'm so excited to finally drive this thing after all this. The team put in so much hard work on this car and it's finally come to fruition. We can drive it, baby.
Bro, this thing is so sick. Look at that. Headlights on. Turn it back on. Oh my god. I think this is it. I think this takes the cake for me. I think this is the coolest car we've ever built.
How are we gonna beat this?
I don't know, dude.
Hey, comment down below. What should we do next year for SEMA? Because
It's
this
so
thing is
good.
ridiculous.
It's so good.
That is a life-size toy car. That looks ridiculous. It looks so good. The big wheel is so huge.
It's so good.
So big.
Man, I have goosebumps right now. So good. Kind of lost for words, honestly. It's been a long time coming to get this thing done. Everybody played such a big part in getting the car to where it is today. Body shop, Greg, the boys here, everybody, Evan, Mitt, Quinn, Ricky, Nate, Sean.
I didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, you didn't do anything. You held the camera. You did a lot. Things are nuts. Look at it.
Yeah, I can't stop looking at it. All I want to do is look at it. These cars, this has been one of my favorite cars forever, since I was like 8 years old. And to see it this well done, full carbon body with the wing, the aero, like, it looks so freaking good. Insane. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a wide body Ford GT ever. You barely ever see these things. So to see it modified, done up, and the fact that we did it here is wild to me. It is so cool. And it could not have turned out any better. I'm so proud of this car.
monumental day for throtl because today we get to debut our 4GT to the world.
Are here. Today's the day. I'm so excited. Everyone's gonna love this thing. I already know it. Team did a great job. Can't wait to rip the sheet off. Hopefully people cheer and clap. Usually what people do is they're looking on their phones and taking videos. It's kind of quiet, so we will try to get the crowd all amped up.
Don't worry,
here.
they're gonna love it.
And it's gonna be awesome.
What's up, bro? Nate, are you ready, bro?
Are you ready?
Oh man, yeah. I was cleaning it this morning, and then I realized it was very clean. So I guess my wires beat me to it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to pull that sheet and see it, and see everybody's reaction too.
Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. Look at this crowd. Holy cow. Amazing. Thank you guys so much. As Chris said, this thing was absolutely destroyed. This is our 2005 Ford GT that we picked up after sitting since 2007 where it was wrecked at a racetrack and then taken apart partially and stuffed in a corner and forgotten basically. We went and looked at it, and I'd be lying if I said we weren't scared when we saw it because this thing was an absolute mess. Only 8 of these bodies exist in the world. This is the 9th. And this is the only one on a road-going street car. Without further ado, I think we should get the cover off this thing and show you guys what we've put together with the WD-40 brand. I'll let you guys enjoy it. Do a countdown or what? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
GT is revealed. Hey, we gotta get your opinion, you three here. What do you think? Honest opinions.
Love it.
Haven't even gotten to really see it yet.
You gotta look at the details.
Is it a GT40?
It is no, it's a Ford GT, a real one.
Sorry, Ford GT,
Yeah.
and it's carbon?
It is.
Okay, I love it. Good job. It looks awesome.
I'm excited to get this. So this is gonna be a street car, so we can actually drive it. We'll also drive it on the track. So we gotta figure out where we're gonna take it.
I think that's big for you guys, to have something you can drive on the street.
It is.
And that Hamilton kid's driving it, I heard. So it's gonna be
we have
exciting. It's gonna be exciting.
A new driver. A real driver. Whoa! maybe put a little hydro in this thing, do a little drifting with this thing, Tees, or what?
The e-brake placement's great on it.
All right, you had your minute. Give me your thoughts.
I think the front end's my favorite. I think it's really cool that you guys are able to use the front end, but this was built around the stock Ford GT car, right? So all the aero is designed around the like original OE cooling. That's awesome. I think it's beautiful. I think when it's all
I feel like
carbon,
you're holding back on me.
I know you
appreciate
want
this.
me to try to go in on it, but I'm not
I
going to
just
do
want
that.
your honest opinion.
I think when it's carbon, it's going to be awesome.
Okay.
I really like the car. I really like the livery, but I think in the world of like GT kits, you typically don't ever get them full carbon, or if you do, they're like used and they're all beat up. I think this thing in full carbon will absolutely set it off. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
1 to 10, as is.
In current state, I'll give it like a 9. Like a 9. Yeah, no, I mean, you can't do this, right? So it's like, you can't, like, I respect it for what it is. It's not something you can just go and, like, really get. And I don't know how much they know, like, it was even hard for Mickey to get this. And there was a lot of, like, effort to put in, because they haven't made one of these in a long time.
We almost didn't get the wing. We got the wing.
Yeah, they were all, like, produced a while ago. So I think the story of, like, getting them to make another mold to get this, or if they had a leftover one, I think it's really cool. It's really cool. I like wild-looking race cars with stock interiors, so I think it's super sick.
That's
Twan.
me.
Everyone, this is Twan. Twan, what do you think about the car?
I think it's sick. I think it's really cool. I think there's a few things.
The man that built it's right there.
So
No pressure. What would you do differently?
what would I do differently? You want my honest opinion?
Best question to ask. Yeah, what would you do differently, Don?
Yeah, rip it up, dog. Shred it. Let's go.
What would I do differently? The wheels are sick. Not my preferred style, but they're super clean. I would love to see this car full carbon. I think it'd be like the gnarliest looking thing ever, especially driving on the street.
I can show you a picture.
I would love to see it.
Yeah,
I would love to see it. Would be like crazy. But I love it. This interior is so cool too. Like, I don't know. It's like how do I put it? It's almost like a futuristic, what they envisioned futuristic to be. When did this car come out? What year is this? 05, right?
That's
so it's
insane.
like, this is what they envisioned futuristic were to be like 10 years ago now. Wow. But 20.
Come on now. Come on now.
Oh my God, that goes to show. No, it's sick though.
What do you think about the car?
Sick.
I like the exhaust.
In person, I mean, I saw the video and everything, but in person, it looks different.
I don't like the exhaust.
You don't like it? I don't like it either.
You don't like it?
Well, Jesse built the exhaust by hand. It looks amazing.
It looks f***ing amazing. And the tints look good. Everything looks great.
I love it.
Do you see his signature on it?
Did you sign it?
No, there's a vibrant plaque.
Jesse welds a hidden exhaust he's ever done.
I know, I should have, but it's titanium. Like, I didn't have any like titanium plaques to like put on it.
Whoa. So how many hours did that exhaust take?
Dude, it must have taken.
Fluff it. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them know your true form.
1,000 hours.
It must have taken like 3 days. So I don't know. I don't think anybody knows, but I was there till like 1 a.m.
72 hours.
finishing
straight.
the exhaust.
Whoa.
Yeah. The WD-40, like the scheme, like the yellow checkered fade into full carbon in the back, looks so sick.
Better in person.
Yeah,
for
absolutely
sure.
better in person.
Yeah, photos, it was like that's cool, but in person it does it justice. I'm tired, dude. I can't.
Hi. Are we rolling? Is this live right now?
Yeah, all carbon.
Anybody in there?
Ford GT, street car.
Larry, I brought this just for you.
Thank you.
What do you think?
I had a chance to see it as a bare chassis, and I'm
right.
so glad that I had a chance to see it in that condition. You did start putting some of the carbon fiber on, and I remember you doing pull-ups, I think off of the front lip or
Yeah, I was.
parts of the vehicle, and it's just come so far, and this is what you guys do. Like, you guys have that goal, you achieve that goal, and you just knock it out of the park like no other.
Thank you, man. Man, I'm honored. That's crazy. Yeah, I could do chin-ups right now off this wing if you want. I don't think they want to see that. But yeah, this car came so far. I mean, I'm happy that you got to see it because a lot of people were asking these questions too, didn't get to see it before. And so they're just seeing the outcome, which is cool, but anybody with a Ford GT could accomplish this. But we had to start at a deficit, which was putting everything back together. And it was already disassembled, so we didn't even know how it went together.
Can I make a comment also that this is very appropriate for this model of Ford GT? Because, of course, you have the GT40, that's a full-on race car, right? There's a couple street versions, but it was intended to be a race car.
Yeah, sure.
And then you have this model, which is intended to be a street car.
Production car,
A couple people raced it, but not really. Like, Ford didn't really campaign it as a full-on race car.
Right.
And then the next generation, the latest generation, was, let's be honest, full-on race car.
Yeah.
Made for the street a little bit, but they start life as a race car. So this is so interesting in that you're building like the ultimate version of this car.
I didn't look at it like that. It's like version 2.5 for Ford with this car, with this chassis. And the fact that we're able to street drive it means the world to me because it looks like a race car, but we can rip it down the freeway.
Yeah, and one other thing about this versus the last generation Ford GT, this is something that you can actually still work on yourself, as you saw.
Yes.
Because it's a street car.
The new one, not so much.
The new one, I think, just to change the smallest thing, you have to take half the car apart.
Well, we're not scared. But yeah, no, I mean, again, like I said, I'm so happy you were able to see it in the state that it was because it means a lot to me that we got to take it from that state to this finished product, and I'm happy with the overall end game that we came up with, and I'm happy that you're able to come here and enjoy it from before and after.
Too easy.
So Larry, you've seen a lot of cars, you've been all over the world. Rate this car a true Larry Chen 1 to 10.
This one's a 10 for me. Well, okay.
That's powerful.
Listen,
that says a lot.
it runs and drives. It's something that I would like to drive. It's manual. I could roll the gears. I could go 200 in this.
It ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah. This is something that I could see myself enjoying. You know, like the Ford GT, that generation is, I guess, more of a usable supercar, right? It was meant to be reliable, something that you could use every day. So yeah, it really does speak to me. You know, that's not to say that all your builds are 10s.
Yeah, no.
But a lot of them are up there. That's the point.
This one is special, that's for sure. I'm honored to get a 10 from my boy. All right, Jimmy, thanks for coming by the booth, dude. You got to see our WD-40.
This is incredible.
GT40. and I want to know what you think about it.
This is so cool. I think this is probably one of the coolest cars on YouTube right now.
Really?
I think this tops everything we've ever built at Donut.
Well, I'm
This is
honored.
Awesome. I've already offered you the next step, I think, of this build. I have a set of Volk JGTC T37s that came from a Ford GT. I'd love for them to see on this car.
Whoa. They raced the Ford GT and JGTC?
Super GT, the continuation.
Okay. So I was gonna say I didn't know that.
Yeah, I would love to see them on this car.
Are you saying you're gonna?
I would
help
love
us
to donate
secure.
them.
What?
Yes,
A donation?
for you guys. I think it'd be sick.
Well,
I have so many wheels.
So,
I'm not using them at all.
a donation's rad, and I appreciate it. But what that does is opens up a can of worms of work that I have to do to try to put a center lock on this car. That means all new uprights, all new arms.
Yep.
Oh man, I think it's worth it.
It's gonna look so good. The HREs look great, but a historical wheel.
Man, yeah, and something with some race history. I mean, this car has so much race history to me personally and to our team that like it would be sick just to have a full all-out track setup.
Well, you guys have done an incredible job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate
really
it.
don't know how you can top it.
We're
I
gonna
don't know how
try.
anyone can top it.
We're gonna try. But dude, thank
awesome.
you for the offer. I'm gonna hit you up when we get back in town.
Yeah.
Check this out. Show them. This is Daryl from Jada Toys. He brought down the Liberty Walk R35 a couple months back. It was a video we made. But Daryl and his team put together a 1/18 scale version of the GT. I sent Daryl the rendering like a few weeks ago, honestly. And you said you guys made that in like a couple weeks?
Yeah, like
which
a
is
week and a half,
It's
something
insane.
like that.
The wheels are on point. The tires are there. You got the carbon fiber in the back. You got throttle. I mean WD-40. You got the canards on there, which is sick. Like, I don't know. At some point, we're maybe talking about maybe we can get this thing to sell in like a Target or a Walmart or something. That would be really cool. If you guys want to see that, comment down below. Be vocal, because we're only gonna make it if people want it. But I think it's super cool. Obviously, the box would be custom and stuff like that. But really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for doing
You guys
it.
crushed the build. It legit looks like a life-size toy car. So
100%.
to put it into a die
That's
cast,
so cool.
It's really cool to see.
That would be awesome. Look who we found. Jake, what do you think, dude?
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, come check it out. Come check it out. Did you see any of the build-up? Did you see how bad it was when we got it? You just did a wrecked M4.
Yeah, but that wasn't this.
It wasn't as bad
No,
as this.
it
This,
wasn't.
I think, right here, the front right was the only corner that we had. That had the suspension that was not damaged. All other three corners were destroyed.
So how did it crash?
It crashed at a racetrack. They hit, I think, the front left. It did a 360, smashed both sides in the back as well. So it was really, really bad.
I just remember seeing the Instagram post of you like having the car back to just a bare frame and then like all the carbon bits. I'm like, this one was sick.
I know, the carbon turned out really good. We actually pulled a little bit of an audible on the livery too. This was supposed to be blue, and then when the body shop did a nice job, Torrey Pines did a great job on the bodywork and just clearing everything. We're like, we can't cover it up. So even with the headlights too, we left those exposed.
The carbon looks really good, like really nicely finished. Did they like cut and polish the whole thing too and all that? Yeah.
What's next for you, man?
Next for me?
Yeah.
I really want to rebuild an R35.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever driven one of those?
No.
No?
Typically, the
Okay.
cars I buy, I've never driven them before.
That's actually good. I kind of like that, because then you have to wait. You have to wait that whole time. You kind of build up so much anticipation.
Yeah.
I like R35s. I've owned one. We just gave away one. For the money, biggest bang for the buck. Right out the gate. Yeah, I mean, M4 is pretty good too.
Yeah.
But like, for the money, they are so fast.
And their value is good.
Yeah, they do hold their value. They're expensive. But 1 through 10. 10 being perfect, 1 being piece of
And I'm comparing them to other Ford GTs.
No, for your taste.
Just
your
for
style,
my taste. Okay.
What you like.
I'd say a 9, 9.5.
Ooh!
Yeah. Especially since it's a street build. It's a street build, so
it
that's
is.
why I really like it.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually drive this thing on the road, and people are like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah,
You know?
for sure, man. Well, I appreciate you coming by, dude. Good seeing you.
Thanks for
We got
having
some
me.
things in the works we can't talk about just yet. You guys will have to wait. A little collab project coming up soon.
There it is.
I'm here. I'm alive.
What's up, man?
Barely. I missed it. Look, they didn't let me in. But I'm here now.
So, what is that? So media can get an
It's a
8.
fake pass. That's the truth. It's not fake. It's not fake. But I'm here.
All right. Tell
It
me,
looks
initial
amazing.
thoughts. Give me a rating.
The
Give me
thing
a
is,
run
does it
through.
drive? Look, does it drive?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Fires up.
All right.
It's gonna be road legal. I'm gonna drive this to your house, dude.
Okay, we'll do it. Wait, what? Like, I don't even know what it is. I'll be honest.
Okay.
What?
Like, no, I know what it is,
Okay.
but what's in there?
Okay.
Engine, trans.
So it's all factory. All factory engine, factory trans, factory blower, all that stuff. This car was crashed in 2007.
Yeah.
Completely total. He hit a wall, he spun around, put it into concrete, every corner was bashed up. They took the car, never claimed insurance or anything, so it was still a clean title, and they shoved it in the corner and it sat there until we got it.
Who found it is the real question.
West Coast Exotics.
Okay.
So the guy who owned it passed away in like 2008, and so the car was just sitting in his estate. So we bought it from West Coast and essentially did this.
So everything's carbon?
Everything except for the doors and the roof are carbon.
Oh
the
my
skirts,
gosh.
the hood, the fenders, everything. Clamshell, all that stuff. Full carbon.
So insane.
So
and it's manual, right? It comes factory manual?
Oh yeah. So
Let me see
this
thing.
is the 9th.
Wait, you really don't know this car?
I really don't. Is that crazy?
That's
This is all
crazy.
new.
This is the 9th carbon body kit they've made.
Oh
and
my
all of them
gosh.
were on GT2 racing cars. This is the only one configured for a street car.
Wow.
So
Have you
sick.
driven it is the question.
No,
Onto the
we
trailer.
have.
No one's driven it.
No,
We drove it onto the
taxi?
trailer. I drove it from the unload area over
Okay.
to here to stage it, and that's it. So.
Oh my gosh.
You want to drive it? You want to be the
I
first?
mean, of course I do. What are we talking about right now?
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see a little inside here. How do we get in here?
Let me open it up. You want to sit in it? You want to sit in it?
I mean, of course.
Yeah, come on. We put the sparkles in it. It's dialed.
All right. See, blue is my color. This is the thing. See, this is dangerous here. Quinn would hit his head.
Oh,
Quinn.
dude,
See what
I've
I'm saying?
smacked my
20
dog
times.
so
See
many
what I'm
times
saying?
already.
We'll be okay.
You think you learn, but you don't learn. You just keep doing it. We're doing it?
Okay. See, it feels natural. The seat's actually really nice. Oh my god. Hey,
You look like a superstar in there.
I do. I feel like it. Factory supercharged, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Damn, bruh. This is insane.
Thank you. Appreciate it. What do you think?
What do you think?
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. I want to come and take a good look at it.
Yeah, check it out.
It still has AC. It still has all the factory amenities. The
These
radio
guys.
works. Rear bumping.
So that means we can go for a
bumping
cruise.
tunes.
Radio work.
The radio
We
works.
confirmed.
Is it
So
tested?
good.
Yes.
What'd you play to test it?
Every station.
Some T Swift?
Some T Swift.
Yeah.
What's that?
We were playing Men at Work.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, what was that other song on your store? On your reel?
Yeah. That was Men at Work.
I don't know who that is. I don't know. Who
Yeah,
that
it's
is.
old guy things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
beautiful.
give it a
It
good
looks-
walk.
it looks
This is the 9th carbon body kit. All of the other 8 have been on actual GT2 cars, so this is like the only street car with this kit on it.
Insane.
So it's
Insane.
so cool.
It's so cool.
It took 100 pounds out of the car, and everything
Really?
else is factory.
Have you
Everything
weighed the whole
else.
car yet?
Yep, 3347.
Wow. So gnarly with a gigantic engine in there too.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So it's 570 horsepower, 5.4 liter supercharged V8. Gets down. Sounds good.
You still absorbing it?
I'm still taking it in. It's nice.
The engine's back here, not up there.
I mean, look, I knew that, okay? I knew that.
You leaving?
Yeah, I have to go. I have
Okay.
to see the panel.
I'll see you around.
You wouldn't know about because
I'll see you. Oh God.
The wing like makes it for me. It's just the look. Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool, man. It's got all these like aluminum stands and all this stuff, and it's got like rails that come up to the front. It's such a well thought out setup. It's so good.
I think the last time I saw this, I don't even think they knew when I saw it at some point. I don't think it was unveiled yet, but it was just like pieces that were getting put together. It was like hard to really see like the full vision, you know? So when did it actually start? How many days before did it start to wear SEMA?
Oh, a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we were
So it
chilling.
wasn't that bad.
It was like Wednesday or Thursday, and the car was done. We were chilling.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Doing minor things, touching it up, getting it ready. We had like, it was the first time we haven't scrambled to get a SEMA car done, which felt weird. Honestly, it felt kind of weird that we weren't like scrambling.
It was like bored.
Yeah, it was like Friday before SEMA, and I'm like, I'm just cleaning the shop. This is not normal, but we're dialed.
That's how it
We're
should
dialed.
be. I think everyone's so used to the real SEMA crunch, where like everyone's stressing out last minute 3 a.m. So you guys finally dialed it in. You
I
know?
know, it's so nice. The car could not have turned out good.
Sweet.
All right, 1 to 10, honest rating.
I gotta drive it, dude. Look, you know what I'm saying?
Without driving it.
Well, hold on. Where's Evan? That's who we probably need to ask. But I would say aesthetics-wise, I mean, obviously it's a 10, right? I mean,
Really?
it looks
A
insane.
10?
What do you mean it's
Okay,
insane,
okay.
right? I mean, this is just my kind of style too. Like, I feel like it's insane, but it's also not doing too much. Does that make sense? Like, the wing's not up here. You know what I mean? Like, it's still reasonable, but obviously the whole thing's carbon, so it's also wild. But obviously the livery looks nice too. Like, it looks good. It looks nice.
All right, Mike. This is the man. You're building a car from complete scratch right now, the F40, which is incredible. If you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. Anyways, what do you think of the GT? You saw it, or was it not here when you came for the podcast?
Yeah, I got like a little bit of a preview. You guys got this done quick.
Mickey and the boys
That's
did.
the most impressive part of it. Car looks sick. Tons of presence. I think the graphics on it look really good. Bottom to top, I mean, it's as cool as it gets. I love these cars, like a bucket list car, but it's one of those like always going to be out of my price range. So
this one wasn't when we got it,
Sure,
but
it is
but
now.
it is definitely now a very expensive build. But yeah, I mean, the team did amazing. It came together very quickly. You were out. When were you? When I'm trying to think. We did a podcast. Mike and Mickey did a podcast a couple months ago, and it was probably a bare chassis at that point. And honestly, within the last probably 6 weeks, it came back from the paint shop and went together
like
real quick.
One of the record fastest SEMA builds of this caliber I've ever seen. So major kudos. I know what it takes to do. You guys like kicked ass. It's sick. The car looks awesome.
I'm excited to see. So his Ferrari is here, which is super rad. I love the K-Series in there. I know maybe some people don't love it, but the K-Series motor has proven to be insane. Although you've had a little bit of trouble with yours.
No real engine trouble now. We've got engine troubles all sorted out. We've had a lot of gearbox troubles.
Okay.
That's like the real thing. But we have a kind of a plan put together. We've got a Hollinger on the way for it. So we're just going to go for like the full tilt upgrade, try to make it bulletproof, and know that we're not going to break anything, hopefully, going forward. And just kind of other teething pains. It should be good to go. I'm
excited to see it. I can't wait to drive this thing. Maybe you come back down to San Diego and let you take it for you take it for a drive, man. You drive it.
I'll do it.
It'll be fun. Look who showed up.
Hi.
David.
Resident Ford expert
Yes,
here.
you are. You are the guy I was looking for. All right, as a Ford connoisseur, what do you think of the GT?
So the 05s are so hard to find now, right? And the fact that you guys announced that you're doing an 05 Gen, I was so blown away. Because not only are you doing one of these, you're also doing a build on one of these, which is even more. No, never.
Ooh,
never.
okay, so this car being a street car, we can drive this on the road, so we gotta have you come out.
In California?
Would you like to drive it? Yes, it is.
Dude, sign me up. Because, I'm going to have to make time for this. I'm going to have to make time for this for sure.
David, you drove our Viper at the track. You drove the rear-wheel drive Civic.
Yes, I did.
You
Spun all
drove
the
my
way down.
M2 a long time ago.
Yes.
Supra.
Did the Supra.
Which Supra?
What drive shaft?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, listen to this. If you are just in, Ricky beats the snot out of this car day in and day out. I breathe on it in the drive shaft chest. Like I wasn't even that hard on it.
That is funny. Yeah, drag racing the Supra. That was fun.
That was a good
anyways,
day, though.
I think it'd be fine. We won't drag race this car,
No,
but be able to take it out on the street and actually enjoy it, or the track. I mean,
It's
either way.
amazing.
But I think it turned out pretty good. Do you have any favorite bits that you've seen so far?
No, I mean, I'm kind of taking it all in right now, which is a cop-out answer, but I would say the diffuser and everything, that you can make that tacky real easily, right? And it's not. Right. I saw you going for it, and I'm like, my man. It's
Much the same way.
Also, I think it's cool you guys use Fortunatos. I've used them for years. They're great. But no, I think just the fab work, everything together, and most importantly, hearing you guys actually enjoyed this one and that you were done fairly soon for SEMA is like really fulfilling because you guys work so hard. And it was nice to hear you didn't have to pull as many all-nighters and all that kind of stuff. So you can kind of see the passion in this one for sure, dude. You guys killed it.
It's a special one. There's really, like you said, there's not a lot of these, and when I got the opportunity to buy it, I jumped on it immediately. It was actually around this time last year that we're like, hey, the deal was in the works this time last year. But
also, the livery works on the car.
Cool.
You know, I mean, it looks so nice down the side and everything. I'm sorry. I'm always in the way. And but. Dude, yeah, congratulations. I love that you guys still use the 5.4 because those are not easy to source either, but it's amazing. So I'm sure you guys are really happy with it, hopefully.
Yeah, thank you so much, dude. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I can talk about it all day. That's the problem. I'll be here all week, literally.
My boy.
Hey, buddy.
What'd you think of the GT?
Dude, it's great. You know what's funny? Your television actually showed the GT like how it looked prior.
Oh, right, as Mickey was talking
about.
it.
Yeah. We're like, oh wow, look at that. It's like the pre-reveal. No, but like, I think it's crazy. I love the color scheme. I think it's great. You know, like the blue and yellow worked out good. I did not know. I'm glad you guys brought the history though. Like that's like.
I think it's a huge important part of the car.
Number 9, huh?
Yeah.
Got your number 9 large. You know, but like, so when are you gonna drift it? When you guys gonna drift it? When you guys gonna drift it? When you guys gonna take it to the
Take this
track?
thing out for a rip as soon as it's street legal.
Oh yeah, so like, what's the plan with it now? Like, since it's all revealed, you guys worked hard on it. Right? What's the next step?
So the next step is to street drive it. So we kept the engine stock, so it'll pass mod. We can get California plates on it, and now we can actually enjoy the car on the street. Drive around like that. Looks sick. Take it to events. Maybe go take it to the track.
Drift it.
Go drive it. Maybe try and slide it a little bit. I don't know. I might get in trouble if I try and slide it, but who knows?
They make an angle kit, right, for the Ford GT. They could make an angle kit for it, right? Can you imagine you see a 14 crab walking like
It'd be
this?
so sick.
It's got the power to do it. You're like you're time attack racing, or you're doing Le Mans style, and then you just see like, is that 4GT crab walking? No, I think it looked great. You guys worked really hard on it, right? Like seriously, like, and then no, thank you. Like obviously, yeah, you literally had so much people. Literally, like it was like a concert. Like I could.
Oh, it was great.
I couldn't see nobody. I can't even see you. You're a tall man. I'm like, where is my boy out there? Right, Jordan? He's there, I promise, he is there. The reveal was so good. No, you guys.
It's about committing to the bit.
What's the next big thing?
We haven't figured that out yet. We just finished this. That's the current big thing.
I don't know.
The big thing was the sheep hole, and then, I don't know, we gotta figure it out.
What was your honest opinion when you first saw it? Because I saw the pictures of it.
I thought the car was unsafe. Like, genuinely, I was like, yo, I love GTs. It is so sick.
Yeah.
Like, what did you guys buy?
And that's coming from you, like, because you guys done a lot.
It's a lot.
How long did it take you guys to put it together?
Once we got it back, like 3 months, 4 months.
That's not for a 4GT, dude. That's crazy. Was it hard finding parts for it and everything?
Finding parts was really hard. It's crazy though how easy the car was to work on. Like that is the easiest Ford I've ever worked on. Everything is so well laid out. Everything goes exactly where it wants to go. And it's something I've noticed with a lot of the higher end cars. Like the R35 GTR is the easiest Nissan to work on.
Yeah, because
like Altimas are terrible and like Ford trucks are horrible, but this was so nice. Everything just goes exactly where you want it to. There's no crazy weird handshakes or anything. It just like falls right together.
Well, it's a race car, right? So it needs to like bolt stuff together. You know, easy replacement. I think finding the parts is like it's just always the difficult part. You know,
you think like it's the highest end. You think it's going to be crazy hard to work on, but like that's where the engineers take their time and actually think things through, and makes it so much easier.
What's going on, Ed?
Here we go. Meet and greet. Check these out. We got a little poster. Ricky hopefully remembers his name.
Yeah, we have a huge Hot Wheels meetup.
And then check these out over here. Lean custom pins.
Mickey's on pin duty, brother.
Official license, Ford product, which is sick. Lean is the way. So we've got a big line. Better get moving here, Ricky.
This is crazy. Look at all the people here. Dude, this booth has been non-stop popping since SEMA opened. It's been this many people the whole time. It's crazy. It's so sick.
Check out this pin bag.
I know, I've been watching it from
many
far
you got?
away.
Oh!
Wait a minute.
Dang, you got
Properly
so
sorted
many.
too. That's sick.
And he's got that too.
Look at the Testarossa with the packages on it.
Dude, that's crazy. And there's more.
Wait, no, there's not more.
Oh, there's always more. Come on, guys. Really?
Oh, the other side too.
And
Wow, that's awesome.
we ain't done yet. Hold on. I got more. I got a problem. This is the best way to put
Yeah,
it.
you see that. I mean, it's a good problem.
That's
That's crazy. McGuire's baby. That's nice.
I'm actually kind of speechless right now. This is
golf carts.
This is my number one.
Oh, wow.
It's got its own
Look at this
case.
R35 in Falcon colors.
Yeah?
Very cool, man.
Got a lean customs.
All right, we got one more to add to
Whoa,
it.
we all out of them. Sorry, buddy.
Funny guy, funny. I made sure I wasn't that late.
We just ran out, bro.
Alright guys, right now, go on eBay, listing 556. You can get this signed by all the throtl boys. If you didn't make it to SEMA, you didn't want to spend the money on the hotel and the plane ticket, right here. This is what you came here, $15.99 right now.
That was a hustler.
Buy it now for $17.85.
You better get two.
Woo! That's it. Signing is done. I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
It's day one. My back hurts already. It's not good.
My neck, my back.
Yeah, just my back.
I'm chilling. I'm big chilling. I'm ready for day 2. Come on.
Day 2, and I'm done with day 1, Quinn. Let's go. All right, look what I just stumbled upon here. The Idemitsu Integra.
What's up? We are here. This thing is popping, dude.
All right, so this episode is actually primarily about the reveal of the GT. So, oh, Carlos is here too.
I'm here. I made it.
Can you guys give us just a quick run through on the car in case someone is new to the channel?
Yeah, for sure. All right, so pretty much 1997 Acura Integra. Normally the front wheel drive. In this case, it's rear wheel drive. We have the full.
It's not rear wheel drive, Ricky.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
all-wheel
sorry.
drive.
It's all-wheel drive. We did the full S1 build, full drivetrain, all the way from the transfer case all the way back to the rear end. It has a Jaguar diff, the strong axles, 5-lock conversion.
The lower control arm, the camber kit, the rear camber kit, the billet fork for the suspension. We got like the whole package of the S1 build kit.
Okay, but I think one of the big stars of the show, besides the all-wheel drive, is this engine setup, which came from you, Carlos, right from Puerto Rico.
Yes, that's a K20 engine, fully built. We got all the internals built, so it's capable of more than 1,000 horsepower.
Jesse come in, do all the fab work. Turbo Smart Turbo.
Which is the first time I've seen a turbo installed from Turbo Smart, and they actually performed very, very well. We were really impressed by it. We got the Gato Performance, intake manifold, Hasport motor mounts. We have
a built transmission as well. We got the complete PPG transmission with the diff, the LSD. So we got everything you need to run fast in this car.
We have a lot of King 2 stuff in this car. We have a lot of pieces for the engine bay, but inside we have the billet shifter. If you can see the shift mount from K2, so it looks amazing. As you notice, everything is suede, everything is double stitched with red. We have a carbon fiber dash, and all this was done by SOS Customs. They did an amazing, amazing job. Every single panel was wrapped by them. This is crazy. The dash, you see the carbon fiber dash with the FuelTech FT550 ECU. What else? Running back here, you have the radium fuel cell, and we have 9 PSI hoses here. This thing has 3 fuel pumps, and the car right now is making 650 horsepower. We have an Optima battery cell. Everything was covered, everything was level, everything was welded, and everything looks very beautiful. Look at this. Who does this? Nobody. Nobody does this. This is full suede, double stitching. Everything looks beautiful, amazing, and we are at the Idemitsu booth.
Oh, Quinn's here too. We got everyone here.
hanging
Quinn,
out.
anything to add to this thing?
I love it, dude. It's always so cool to have a car in SEMA because it's just such a different mindset when you walk up to the car than when you see it at the shop. Absolutely. This thing turned out phenomenal. In my opinion, this is the best Honda. Like,
Ooh.
Like NSX's SE
I
are
actually
cool,
tend
but
to
this
agree.
is like staple Honda. The JDM front end, the DC2, all-wheel drive, K-turbo. This is like the ultimate Honda. That is it. The Ford GT is completely done. It is an unbelievable experience to be able to build this car with the WD-40 brand and debut it here at this year's SEMA show. This car is a must-see this year. If you're at the SEMA show, stop by this booth. The thing turned out amazing. The body kit, the wheels, the tires, the stance, the wing on the back, the livery, it looks absolutely phenomenal. And the fact that we turned this car from a completely destroyed GT into this and got to debut it here in Central Hall with WD-40 brand is absolutely insane. This car was my dream car when I was 5 or 6 years old. I had a poster of this thing on the wall, so it is an unbelievable experience to not only work on one of these things, but be able to present it here. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the car and what car we should build next, because I don't know if we're going to be able to top this, but we are going to try. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.